Hello and welcome. I'm DDF Racer, and as you can probably see from the video on the screen right now, compared to the video you saw in the intro, it's raining. It's a little bit wet here at Sepang in Malaysia. Well, it's not really Malaysia, it's from the comfort of my own bedroom, but I am racing in the Virtual Le Mans Cup, the VLMC Championship. Now today is the very first race of the season. We've already done a race, so this might get a little bit confused, but we've already done a race, but it was a pre-season race. It was just for fun, just to to test everything works. This today is for points. This is the actual official start of the championship. So let's go and give it a good go. I'm driving the number 67 Aston Martin GT3 car for Zansho. Now, I'm going to be doing this race solo. It's a 2-hour race, and there's a field of, well, obviously GT3 cars that I'm going to be racing against, and there's also going to be LMP3 cars. Now, I have traction control, and all the GT3s have traction control. The LMP3s don't. So, in this wet weather, which is predicted to stay for most of the race, it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a little bit twitchy. But anyway, if we switch it over to the standings, you can see in the background right now exactly what I'm talking about. Cars are going around, finishing off the practice session. You can see the live timing on the screen on the side there. Now, I feel pretty confident. I did a heap of laps, an absolute heap of laps in the dry before this race, before this event started. Pretty confident, got the pace down good. And then, as I can see one of my teammates and the other Aston Martin Zansho going out on track in the background there. Yeah, it started raining. That's just thrown a complete spanner into the works. So I've done a few laps before this session started, just to get used to how the car feels and how the car drives on this track. But at 11 PM local time here in Brisbane, 3 PM in Central Europe, and 2 PM UK time, the server resets, the server reboots, and it is the start of the official practice and qualifying sessions, with the race starting in about an hour's time. So if you are joining me on the stream right now, don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. It's only practice, it's only qualifying. The actual action starts in about an hour, so go and make yourself a cup of tea, go and get yourself some biscuits or whatever it is that you do to make yourself feel comfortable, and enjoy the show. Just chill, just hang out, join me in the chat, say hi if you're around. It'd be great to have a chat with you. I will read as many messages as I can during the race and the broadcast. I'll keep one eye on that. But yeah, it's good, guys. It's good to be back. It's good to be back streaming. It's good to be back racing again on this channel. And speaking of which, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has been supporting this channel recently. I'm now to 500 subscribers. Well, 525 subscribers now. It's just incredible. I put a special video out a few days ago to celebrate the 500 mark. If you haven't seen that, go and check that out. That's something a little bit different, something a little bit humorous, but yeah, basically I attempt to write a song on my piano keyboard whilst driving around the Nordschleife, and you can imagine how well that went just from the description. But yeah, I'm going to wait for the server to reboot. I'm going to hop back in the car and do some more practice, just get some final feels before the qualifying of the race begins. If you're watching this back on the replay, then yeah, skip forward about an hour if you want to see the start of the race, unless you want to sit through the qualifying and see how it all begins. It's up to you. It's your call. You're the viewer. And if you are here, don't forget to leave the video a like if you're enjoying the video and the stream. It's great to have your support, and like I said, share your thought in the chat, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to see more sim racing content and catch the rest of the races this season, then press subscribe, because this is the first race of 8. One race every month, which takes us through to the end of April 2020, culminating in the 4 hours of Le Mans. It's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm going to gracefully put my Oculus VR headset on and go out for some laps, so just bear with me a second, guys. There has to be a much more graceful way of doing that. Okay, let's get ourselves set up in position. Of course, this is the position we will be assuming. for the remainder of the race, so I need to make sure I'm pretty comfortable. Center the view in VR. Get my headset all set up, so I can actually see chat and overlays while I'm driving. There we go. And I'm going to take this opportunity to pause the music. If you are enjoying the music, by the way, there's a link in the description to the SoundCloud playlist, if you want to go and check out that and listen to that some more. Okay. We want to tank the car and get used to the feeling of the car on high fuel, because that's what we're going to be doing for the majority of the race. Now, this Aston Martin GT3 can hold 115 litres of fuel, and I am under very specific instructions not to talk about the fuel usage today. As much as I'd like to have the overlays up on the screen, that you guys can see how much fuel I'm using, how my tyres are going, this is actually a competitive race, and I'm racing against other people. What that means is that those other people can watch the stream and they can see exactly how I'm doing with fuel and tyres, which gives them a little bit of a competitive advantage. So as much as I would like to be able to keep you guys in the loop, unfortunately I can't in this instance. You're just going to have to make do with what there is. Anyway, let me go out for a lap, or a few laps. As you can see, the windscreen wipers are going full blast here. Check the left and the right. I give way to the LMP3 coming down the pits. Knock up our traction control. Knock down our brake bias. Be careful.
Disengage limiter, all clear on pit exit. You can push now. Green flag sector 3.
And away we go, out on track here at Malang, but that's a good start. Sepang in Malaysia. Not a bad little circuit this. See LMP3 ahead of us. The bright pink.
Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
Parking up by the side of the track for some reason. And I'm pretty sure this rain is set in for the majority of the race. Of course, the weather here in the VLMC is actually pretty nifty. It uses a plugin within rFactor 2 that actually reads the real-life weather in the location right now. So this is the weather in Malaysia right now. If it was dry,
Sector 3 is yellow.
it would be dry. However, looks like we have a 100% chance of rain. Now, fortunately, it's not severe rain. It's not like your traditional 2009 Formula 1 Grand Prix style monsoon downpour where the race has to be stopped.
Green flag sector 3.
It's more of a light drizzle at the moment, but still enough to make the track very slippy. We just tiptoe our way around and get a feel for the grip in the car. Driving very gently, don't want to throw it in the fence. And wherever you are, whatever time it is, I just want to say a big thank you for joining me on the video right now, joining me on stream. Great to have you here. It's currently 11 PM local time in Brisbane. We're now in the final hairpin. Nice wide line. And we floor it for our first proper flying lap.
There's a car rejoining in front. Yellow flag in sector 2, P3. Sector 2 is clear. We think P6 has gone off in turn 6. Right side's clear.
Got another GT3 car coming out the pit stone on the inside.
Sector 1.
Obviously yields the position to me, which is nice.
P2's gone off. Green flag sector 1.
Get used to hearing that spotter message. I have a sneaky suspicion there's going to be a lot of people going off in the race today. Lots of spins. Lots of incidents,
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace.
especially from the LMP3s who do not have traction control. See how well that goes for them. There's not much pace difference between the LMP3s and the GT3s today. Maybe 5 seconds a lap. Well, the lap here is about 2 minutes normally. Although in the wet you're looking at about 2 minutes 20. So 5 seconds isn't that much. It's going to take a long time for them to come round and lap us.
Sector 2 is yellow.
See how gently I'm having to drive the
Sector 3
car.
is yellow.
Of course,
Green flag sector 3.
I'm relying
P6 has gone
on
off.
traction control and ABS quite heavily in this car. Although they are allowed in the real-life world racing series of the GT3 cars, so they're permitted here in the VLMC, which I think is fair.
Sector 1 is yellow.
Of course, I could turn traction control and ABS off, but I think that might make it a pretty short race, unfortunately. Gently does it. Gently does it. Little twitch on the rear coming out the final corner. What kind of time are we looking at? Full tank of fuel.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace.
Oh, I missed the apex there at the first corner completely. Now this car in the rain is very, very understeer prone. You really have to bleed the speed off before the front tyres will start to grip. And under no circumstances in the race, if the conditions stay like this, will the tyres actually warm up to the point where you're going to wear them out. So, very durable tyres here. Ooh, big snap on the rear. I think we're going to move out the way for this LMP3.
Right side. You are
Given the
clear on
position,
right.
he looks a lot faster than me. I'll let him have it, because that lap was pretty much toast anyway. There you can really see the effects of the spray.
Green flag sector 2.
Getting stuck behind another car just completely distorts the view.
Sector 2 is 2.6 seconds off the pace. Sector 1 is clear. We think Tully has binned it in turn 2.
We're losing all of my braking references. Visibility's down. I feel pretty cautious behind the car ahead.
Incident in sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
This corner here, I'd be very happy if I was never ever going to drive that again. Such an awkward, horrible corner. Braking, downshifting, turning, all in the wet as well. Very easy to go wide. And with there being gravel right on the outside of the track, once you go wide, that is it. No coming back. Well, there is, you just lose about 10 seconds. And you cover the tyres in dirt.
Sector 1 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 2 is 2.6 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace. Your last lap time was at 2:21.32.
See, the front just didn't grip again then. This turn 2 is just incredibly slow. You plant it. Just hope for the best. Like I said before, I'm relying quite heavily on the traction control here.
Sector 1 is 0.38 off the pace.
I haven't seen the server reboot happen yet,
Okay, pit stop requested.
but I think it's best if we come into the pits just in case. Oh, one of the cars ahead of me losing it there.
Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow. Looks like P6 has gone off. Green flag, Sector 2.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen quite a lot in today's event. Seeing an LMP3 facing backwards.
Crew is ready.
Yeah, this pit stop gives me some more chance to practice my pit entry and lining up in the pit box. Of course, braking zones are different in the wet here.
Yellow flag in Sector 3.
Whoa! Big snap on the
Sector
rear
3 is
again.
clear.
It's a very nice car to drive this though, the Aston Martin GT3. And I must admit, it looks particularly nice, this colour scheme, especially in the rain. Good job, Max Eru.
Watch your speed.
Pit limit speed is 80k here. I could be a little bit more adventurous on the way in there, I think.
4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
And in the pits. Okay, so let's exit to the pits. And I'm going to check my TeamSpeak just to make sure that I can hear the race directors.
Log building finished.
If there's one thing I want to do, it's be able to hear the race director. It's very important. There we go. Of course, race steward today, Sean Jacobs, the same guy from Silverstone, top bloke. He's an Australian, so that automatically gives him a plus in my opinion. Just checking a few more settings here. So yeah, still currently in the testing session. Server reboot should be happening any time now. Now what's our pace like? Did a 2:17.4 in qualifying. If we expand this screen, you can see we are 11th in overall position, 3rd in class. Second fastest GT3 at the moment is Paolo Tagliolini from Buster's E-Racing. He managed a 2:16.4, which is quite a bit faster than myself. Although there's Olivier Fortin in the other Zansho car. He is, what time's he got at the moment? 2:18.0, which is good. James Johnson, of course, he set his time earlier on in this testing session when the track wasn't as wet, which is why he's ridiculously fast. Although James is ridiculously fast anyway, so let's give him that one. Okay. If you are tuning in, thank you very much for watching, guys. It's great to have you here. We just kind of wait around, I guess. Let me just take it back to the standings page so you can have a look at the live timing as well. Where are we? Spectate. Here we go. You can have a look at the live timing trackers. I'm gonna take this off. Give you guys a better view. There we go, that's better. So yeah, I'm just going to take this opportunity to just chill out for a second before the qualifying of the race starts. Say hi to you, of course. I'll just tell you what's going on with this channel. Tell you what's going on just in general, really. Yeah, recently reached 500 subscribers, which is awesome. I mean, just thank you so much for your support on that. What's coming up in the future, though? Well, of course, I'm doing these VLMC streams, which you're watching right now. Thank you again. But I want to get back into race room racing experience. It's been a while since I've played that sim and done some proper time in that sim, so I want to do some more videos in that. I've got some pretty interesting concepts, shall we say, for upcoming videos, which I'm going to be doing very soon in the future. I've also got Dirt Rally 2.0. I've recently installed that. Now that was an absolute pain to get working. I mean, the actual base game itself is great, but the VR optimization is terrible, and the screen capture from VR is absolutely terrible as well. I mean, yeah, it's a miracle it does work, but it does actually work. So I'm going to be doing some more Dirt Rally 2.0, and I'm looking at installing and getting Toka 2 working as well. Now that would be something. Nice little blast from the past there. Looks like more people are getting on the server. It's definitely getting full now. I think the live timing has split over 2 pages, unfortunately, so you can't see the bottom of the timing sheets there. Just going to take a beat to check the schedule. Bear with me 1 second, guys. You can see one of the GT3 cars trying to get out of the pits there. I'm not sure what is going on with that, whether that is a server issue or whether that's... Oh, it looks like there's a few people stuck in the same garage. Jeb, just excuse me while I check the SRC website in the background, because it is a little bit unusual that the server hasn't rebooted yet. Although I know that where the servers are based, in Copenhagen, I think, they're currently on CEST, which is Central European Summertime, so they are daylight saving. And I know it changes over at some point this weekend. I thought it would have been before this, so I may have got the time wrong. Let me just double check this. Now, of course, there is an official broadcast going out of the VLMC race. If you go over to the VEC, the Virtual Endurance Championship channel over on YouTube, you'll be able to catch it there with a full official broadcast with official commentators, official overlays. The guys do an absolutely incredible job, seriously. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thoroughly recommend checking that out. Actually, my bad, it's not the Virtual Endurance Championship YouTube channel, it is the simracing.club channel. And I'll pop a link to that in the chat right now. So that is a link to the official broadcast. Hey Adam, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. It's going good, just waiting around for the start of the race here at Sepang. I'm just checking the schedule. Ah, okay, so all cars must be on the server and stay here at 3:20 server time, which is actually right now. The server rebooted at 5 to the hour. Excuse me, so we've already done that. We've already done the server reboot. Okay, so this is open practice. Qualifying starts at 3:30 server time, which is going to be about 10 minutes, and that is a 20-minute session. And we get 10 minutes of warm-up, and then start the formation lap at 4 PM server time, which is going to be midnight here in Brisbane and 3 PM back in the UK. Yep, race starts at, well, in about 40 minutes time as far as I'm aware. There's not really much point going out for some more practice laps now because the server will be changing over to qualifying. But yeah, if you want to watch the official broadcast, some amazing commentators over there. Just amazing quality broadcast as we see one of the cars spinning in the pit lane. Very easily done. Oh, we've lost feed. This means it's official.
That's the end of the session.
Yep, here we go. Mr. Spotter says it's official. Obviously the footage is hung in the background and the audio is gone. That just means the server is restarting. It might take a little bit of time to do that.
At least I get to go to sleep an hour earlier than I thought, so that's good. I'll get the server up as quick as possible.
That is the voice of Sean Jacobs, the race director, coming through TeamSpeak. So he's just sorting the server out for qualifying. There is no server here at the moment. He's just doing a restart. Okay, I think we might be running a little bit behind schedule. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, mate. Just pop some music back on in the background while we wait. Hey, Herman. Good to see you in the chat, mate. Buongiorno. Good to have you here for the race, mate. And I must say, it is an absolute privilege to be able to stream the VLMC. Very grateful, extremely grateful for having the permission of Sean Jacobs and Jimmy Allison, the race directors and organisers of the VLMC. Not only to be able to stream this race, but to be able to stream the whole championship. Yeah, great honour, great privilege to be able to do that. I'm looking very much forward to be able to do that for the entire season. Even when my teammates are racing, I have permissions to go into spectator mode and watch from the sidelines. Very much in the similar style that I did at the Silverstone pre-season race. Thank you, Herman. Thank you, Herman. Very kind of you to say that, mate. I haven't actually checked out the GTR 24 stream, to be honest with you. And considering there is no racing going on at the moment, I'm literally just talking. Oh, here we go. I think the server is back. I think the server is back. Is it? Yep,
And
here
the server's
we go.
back up.
Hey, thank you very much, Sean. We joined the server in our very beautiful Aston Martin GT3. Very beautiful. Livery by Max Eru. Okay, so we have a practice session here. Qualifying is due to start in 6 minutes, so I don't think there's much point going out on track. We wait for the rest of the server to populate. Looks like I'm the first one here. Yay! Australian privileges are right there. Thank you, Sean. Looks like we're loading again. But yeah, if you are watching, thank you so much for turning up and watching, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Much appreciated. I hope you can stick around for the race. Which I believe is going to be a wet race. Should mix things up a little bit. The server populates now. Obviously we're loading the cars in, everyone's going to be back on. You can see people starting to join now in the background. This may take a few minutes. Slight bit of server lag as people join up. I'm just going to check my TeamSpeak volume because I think Sean was a little bit quiet over the background then. I need to be able to make sure I can hear his calls. Need to make sure I can hear his calls in the race. During my Sim Racing Academy races, the very first race at Silverstone, race 1 of 2 of the Sim Racing Academy, there was a slight technical difficulty with the race director's microphone, which resulted in the code 80 not being called clearly. Some people heard it, some people didn't. I was one of the ones that didn't. The guy ahead of me was one of the ones that did, and obviously he slowed down, I didn't. you know what's going to happen next. Hey Lorenzo, good to see you, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, good luck to Zansho. That's a good point you make there. I'm driving for Zansho, and I am part of a 3-car team. Long gone are the days where I'm purely just representing DDF Racer myself. I'm now part of a team. I'm now part of Zansho Simsport. So in the other cars today we have James Johnson, who is an absolute just maniac. He is so fast. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come away with a win today. He's a full-time professional racer in the VEC, the Virtual Endurance Championship, which is the top level above this, the VLMC. Also racing is Olivier Fortin, one of the Fortin brothers. So yeah, I'm definitely the weak link in the chain today. Those guys are fast. Those guys are professional. Those guys are good. This is technically my debut. I've done my 2 SRC races. I did the pre-season at Silverstone. Let's shimmy this view across, shall we? Let's get some full screen. There we go, that's better. Can we get a better angle? There we go, that'll do. Just looking down the main straight here at Sepang. Hey, Stephen. Stephen O'Sullivan, good to see you in the chat, mate. Good to have you here. It's funny you say that, keep the car clean. Silverstone was alright, actually. I kept the car clean. I inherited steering damage. That was something different. Both of my SRC races, though. Yeah, they're a bit scruffy. But I think I calmed that down for the pre-season Silverstone 2 hours. Now today, clean race. I'll definitely have fun. No matter what happens, I'm going to have fun. I can guarantee you that. But so much for keeping the car clean. Well, you can see the spray on track right now. It's pretty wet out there. And this rain is forecast to stay around for the entire race as well. Unlike a Formula 1 weather report, when it says it's going to rain, it's actually going to rain. We're just ticking down the clock, waiting for the practice session to end and kick into qualifying. We have, there you go, my high-tech movements here, moving the Oculus headset so you can see the time. We have 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining of this practice. Should I go for a lap? What do you reckon, guys? We've got 6 minutes. Should I try a couple of laps? Just get my nose in for the car? Because I'm kind of running out of things to say. I don't know how to keep this going. Normally I have a few people hanging out with me on the team radio, which I don't have today, unfortunately. The other members of the Zansho team, Ed Trevelyan Johnson, pretty much my sim racing mentor, for want of a better word. Excuse me. He's currently in America. He's helping out with a pretty substantial sim racing event. I'm not sure if I can go into the details, but he is, yeah, he's not available, unfortunately. Hopefully he's watching. I don't know what time it is over there in the States right now. Probably about 6 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning, I think. So, he's got a very busy day. So, if you are watching Ed, hello.
Okay, Dan, 5 minutes to go.
And it's a shame not to see you here, but yeah, normally I would also have Nick Dealey. He was my teammate in the first round, pre-season race. Now, he's a real-life mechanic for a real-life, well, multiple racing teams, I guess, really. He's at an event today, so he can't make it either. So my 2 wingmen, my 2 standard wingmen, are not in the car with me. I had no pearls of wisdom over the team radio. Well, I say pearls of wisdom, they're normally just random grumblings in the background. Sorry, Ed. And also the 2 teammates, James Johnson and Olivier Fortin, both members of the Zansho club, for want of a better word. I can't speak to them because everybody is on their own server in TeamSpeak. So I can't really talk to my teammates during the race. I'm going to be pretty much doing this one solo. No driver change. I'm going to be doing the full 2 hours by myself, simply because there is no one else to take over the car. So, Gonna come in for a pit stop because, yeah, even with a full tank of fuel and wet weather, there's no way you can do the full 2 hours on a tank. So that's going to be that. You do raise a good point, Stephen. You are never alone with crew chief. And you're never short of a sarcastic remark either. So see how much time we got left in the session now? 3 minutes 20. You just watch the practice session tick down. There's quite a few people out there. I think I might save it for qualifying. I've done a few laps. I've done a few laps today. I think it's time for a nice little chill. Just a little drink of water. Keep myself hydrated because I'm going to be, yeah, it's going to be a long race. I need to mod a button on my wheel, the drinks button. Herman, sorry I missed your comment, mate. Traction control. How much traction control do I use?
The guy behind has just done a 211.89.
Thank you, Spartan. How much traction control do I use? It really does depend, to be honest with you. It really does depend on the conditions, on the progress of the stint. There's a lot of variables. I do change it a lot throughout, throughout the course of the race. Now obviously in the wet conditions you use more. But the more traction control you use, the more the car does actually bog down.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So it's a compromise. You want to try and use as much traction control as possible to keep the car stable. But when you've got maximum traction control, it kind of slows you down. It makes the car a lot more stable, but it kind of slows you down because you don't get the turn in the slower corners, and you can't get the drive off the slower corners either. It actually becomes more of a hindrance if you set that too high. So I usually dial it down a few spots, maybe. I don't want to give too much away. I've been given very specific instructions not to talk about the car setup. It just goes against everything that I normally do. So the camera's moving about a bit here. Yeah, because it's a competitive environment. Any details? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Ah, that's what I've done. Playing around with the keys. There we go, that's better. Yeah, like I was saying, it's a competitive environment and anyone can be watching the stream, specifically competitors, and I don't want to give away any little tidbits of information on the car setup, so yes. Let's check how much time we've got left. We've got 30 seconds. So, it's getting pretty close to qualifying time. Where can I qualify? That's a very good question. I would like to qualify on pole, but I also have two people using the same setup as me, in exactly the same car as me, who are scientifically proven to be faster than me. So, best case scenario, 3rd place on the grid.
That's the end of the session. P12.
Best case scenario is 3rd place on the grid for me. I am under no illusions that I'm going to be up against it today. There are some very, very strong competitors in this GT3 class though, looking at the practice times. And I think a lot of people have been holding back as well. I don't think everyone's been giving it full beans in the practice because they don't want to show their hand and don't want to give it away. So I will be very surprised if I am 3rd. Very surprised if I am 3rd. So everyone is now back in the pits, and we are going to progress to... Come on. To our qualifying session. That's a fun little graphical glitch on the catch fencing there on the main straight. Look at that. What's going on there? It looks like raindrops. Anyway. Qualifying. Okay, cool. Qualifying has started. We have a 20-minute session, and it is a private session as well. So, time to get serious, guys. I'm going to pause the music, put the headset back on, and away we go. We change over to rFactor 2 mode with my fancy little contraption here. How cool is this? Oh, connection lost. There we go. That's more like it. Streamlabs OBS, remote control, and we go into rFactor 2 mode. I love that. Never gets old. Thank you very much, Adam. You know things are going to get serious as soon as the glasses come off. Alright. Let's go. Hey, Whippy Whip, good to see you, mate. So, whoever it was that said, I'm going to be alone in the race today. Well, guess who just turned up in chat? None other than the voice of my spotter. Mr. Whippy Whip is, of course, Lee from Crew Chief. Big shout out to Lee. He's been encouraging me since day one in rFactor 2 to keep an eye on the car on the left and the car on the right. Or maybe even the car on both sides. Although, when you hear car both sides, you're in the middle, 3 wide. Yeah, never usually ends well. Okay, so we've got 3 laps of fuel. We have our setup ready to go. Let's get out and do some qualifying. Of course, we have the track to ourselves. We just check I'm on wet tyres.
If it takes it's clear, push. All right,
No, I'm not on wet tyres.
17 minutes to get a decent lap in. Disengage limiter. Your brake temperatures are low. We need to get some heat into them. Your tyres are cold. Watch out.
Excuse me while I hide the setup for a moment. Of course, I'm leaning to the right quite heavily because my in-screen VR overlay is in the way. Okay.
Locking enabled.
That's better. Gonna be going out on a wet track. I'm gonna need wet tyres. Oh, you're far too kind, Lee. Cars behind. LMP3's coming through to lap me, that's for sure.
Watch your mirrors, there's a car approaching. Left side.
There he is!
there.
The voice of Lee!
Clear on the left.
Telling me about a car that isn't actually there. Gonna dial my traction control up a little bit. Knock back my brake bias. Because you can immediately see how slippy it is. Oh, it looks like the rain has stopped. Still got a wet track, but the rain has stopped. So this is new conditions again. This is going to be learning the track all over again. So I've done lots of running in full wet. Lots of running in dry. But not this greasy in between kind of condition. The car does have a lot more grip than I'm expecting. I've got 15 minutes to get time on the board. Yeah, it's a lot grippier. Looks like the track has dried out a bit since practice. And the rain has stopped falling.
Okay, Dan, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes.
So this could actually be quite an interesting one today, guys. I was expecting it to be wet all the way through the race, whereas now, could be a drying track. Could very well be a drying track. Could we see someone going on slicks before the end of qualifying? Right. Head down, maximum attack.
The leader's just done a 211.76 V18.
Feel my way around the track for the first time in these brand new racing conditions. So slow through turn 2, wait for the car to grip. Traction control kicking in quite heavily there. So what kind of time we can get on the board.
Sector 1 time is good.
Being quite cautious here actually. We'll take a lot more grip through turn 4. A lot more grip, I'll keep that in mind next time. Can brake a lot later there. Yes, there's a lot more grip. After driving around on a fully saturated track for the best part of 2 hours before this stream, it feels really good.
That's the end of the session. P18.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. What's going on there? End of the session? Oh! What's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here. I've just had a crash. And not of the racing kind. It's a bit concerning. I wonder if that's the same for everybody. That is a little bit concerning.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Let's go and race the number 67 again. Sorry about this, guys. A few technical difficulties.
No, if you're gonna get a lap in.
Just going to bring James and Olivier back in.
Yeah, fuck that. I forgot to put the fucking tires.
Thank you, Olivier.
It's fine, it's private qualifying.
Hey guys, did either of you just have a server crash, or was that just a technical thing at my
Yes.
end?
No, they restarted the server. I guess the weather didn't play.
Can we cut the track
No,
somewhere?
no.
I got a little bit worried then. I thought I had a rFactor 2 technical difficulty. I was like, oh no, not now, please. But then, yeah, that's good. You guys had the same. Oh no, yeah, that's why they restarted it. Look at the weather. It's pouring down now. I thought we were having a drying track. It was a bit strange.
It was
No,
right.
it was perfect.
Well, I think they should restart the session again. Everyone that just joined has just missed out on the best conditions.
Yeah, it would be fair to just do a complete restart by the looks of things.
I don't think it's fair for now if we go there. If we go now for quali.
No, should we just hang back for a bit?
Well, you're not gonna get on the front row if you don't. Everyone that went when the light went green has basically got a massive advantage.
Oh, because the track's gonna gradually...
Get wetter.
Yeah.
Track temperatures increasing.
And everyone that went
Track
out
temperatures
early
now
is
29.
gonna get...
Track temperatures now 29 Celsius.
When they start their lap, it's gonna be drier, right?
Very true, very true. The way rFactor 2 works, it does add in the moisture. It's dry to begin with, and even if it's raining, it just adds it in slowly, doesn't it, over time?
That's right. So basically, we're gonna people like me that didn't get kicked out have a major advantage over everyone else, just because we can get a lap in when it's a little bit drier.
Not that you needed any more of an advantage in the first place, James.
Start my lap now.
Not really, though.
Alright, I'm going to pop you back on mute again and go out for a lap, mate. Good luck for the race. Obviously, that was the voice of James Johnson and Olivier Fortin. Right.
Okay, Dan, I've seen a few spots of rain. Seems to be increasing.
Oh, make sure I hide that screen. You guys don't want to see the setup. Yeah, that was a bit annoying. Server reset, I thought it was a technical difficulty, but everybody must have had the same thing. So, this might push the race back a few minutes, I would say. Okay, so setup is good. Setup is grand. Back on rFactor 2 mode. Let's try that again. Let's try that again, shall we?
Locking enabled.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the white line. We have 16 minutes to get the job done. Your brakes are cold. We need to get some heat into them. Cold tyres all around.
Okay, that looks a bit better. I think the weather conditions weren't quite right when the qualifying session started, so the race director restarted the session. Because I did seem a bit surprised that it was a drying track. That was never on the predictions. So now this is a little bit more consistent with the weather that we've been forecast for the race. Obviously the windscreen wiper going full blast. And like James was saying on the TeamSpeak, makes a very good point. This may give an unfair advantage to people who went out as soon as the session started. Because the way rFactor 2 works, even if it's pouring down with rain, the track is completely dry at the start of the session. So even though it says it's raining, it still actually feels dry. So you can get away with about half a lap on slick tyres, and the track is only going to get damper and damper throughout the course of the session. So actually I really should have gone out on track a lot sooner than I did. I think I've missed a beat there.
15 minutes left.
Because there may be a few people who've going to set
You're right, clear right.
super fast times. That would be slightly unfair.
Car right.
This does feel very speedy. I feel like I've got a lot more grip than I'm used to in the full wet conditions from the practice session before that.
Clear on the left.
VR is running, I wouldn't say at 90, but it's running pretty smooth to be honest. Old whippy whip. I get a few stutters here and there. Nothing that's not manageable though. How's the broadcast looking? Is there any problems with the frames on screen? How's the stream, guys? Nice and smooth. Audio's good.
Car on your left side's clear.
Top stuff, mate.
The guy ahead has just posted a 218.80. Sector 1 is 0.42 off the pace.
Yeah, you can see the rain getting heavier on the side of the windows now. See, this is cumulative wet weather effect here. I must admit, the wet weather in rFactor 2 is absolutely fantastic. It's very underrated. Having to be so careful though. You can go about 20 seconds faster in dry conditions. So we can get a good lap on the board. Solid lap. A banker, for want of a better word, as we take quite a lot of curb on the inside there. That's not the ideal racing line by any means. Let's wait for the car to grip and floor it all the way down the straight. Remind me to stretch. Something I noticed in Silverstone is when I came into the pits, I never stretched. Ended up with terribly sore legs after the race. Hashtag first world problems. Okay, so let's come across the line, see what kind of time we can do.
Sector 1 is 0.42 off the pace. Sector 2 time is okay. Sector 3 is 0.49 off the pace. That lap was a 2:14.94.
Yeah, that's way faster than we were doing in practice, 2:14s. If you guys want to open up another tab, by the way, in addition to the stream,
Behind is just done a 2:14.83.
if you want to open up another tab, there is actually a link to the live timing in the video description. So if you're not happy with seeing me drive, or you want a little bit more information,
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
you can view where everybody is on track, and view the live timing as well. See sector times, leaderboards, that kind of thing. So obviously with my overlays on the screen, you can get a basic overview of who's ahead of me, where I am, basically. But you don't get the overall picture. Too wide there. I think the track's starting to get wetter.
Sector 2 is 0.40 off the pace. Car on your right side. Clear on the right.
Yeah, this is exactly what James mentioned. Track conditions are definitely getting a lot wetter now. It's going to be impossible to set a faster lap. Although I suppose it's the same for everybody. But for those of us who got kicked off the server, as opposed to those of us who stayed on the server, it's a massive advantage to everybody who stayed on the server.
To go. That's 10 minutes left.
Gonna abort this lap.
Okay, pit stop requested. Car right. Clear on the right.
About a second down. It's never going to improve.
Watch your speed limit in the pits. Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Nothing like a little bit of pit stop practice.
Building finished.
Yeah, let's see what kind of times we're dealing with on the leaderboard. Yep, you can see some of the GT3s up there. Let's expand this. I was saying that. 2:14.0. We're on a 2:14.9. James is only 10th ahead of us. Maybe the weather conditions aren't that bad. Let's give it another go.
Locking enabled.
Disengage limiter. There's traffic behind. Keep your wits about you.
Maybe it's not too bad after all. Because I know that
There's a faster car approaching.
in the full wet weather conditions before qualifying, I was doing 2 minutes 17s? 2 minutes 17s. Like 2 minutes 17.8 or 9 or something like that. So that's why I'm a little bit... Whoa, the car wants someone to stick clean off the track then. That's why I was very surprised to be doing 2-minute 14s. I mean, obviously people can improve, but not to the tune of 3 seconds without it feeling much different. There's hope yet, I guess. Maybe the track conditions are better than before. Maybe it's all psychological. Maybe James is trying to get the upper hand within the Zansho team by playing cheeky mind games on me. So let's give it another lap. See what kind of time comes up on the Delta. The race is going to be 2 hours long. Two hours. And it will definitely require a pit stop. Although I have no one sharing the car with me this weekend. No driver swap.
There's a faster car approaching.
Ooh. Skatey on the rear there. Alright, I put 2 laps worth of fuel in it. Just because of the time left in the session.
Right side. Right side's clear. On your left. Clear left. Car on your left side. You're still there. Left side's clear.
So this is pretty much going to be our last run of the session, I would say.
There's a car leaving the pits.
Because by the time we come round and do 2 laps,
E9.
it's going to be nearly the end of the session. As we missed the apex completely at turn 1 there. Already 3/10 down on our Delta on this lap.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. On your left, clear left. All right, clear right, clear left.
Pop it into third and help keep the car stable. We haven't lost too much time in the middle sector of the lap. If we can have a good final sector, we could make up a little bit of time.
Class car approaching.
That's not going to do me any favours though. Such an awkward corner that. The rear of the car just wanted to go around again. Yeah, the grip's just not available on the track. It's not too much worse than it was. It's definitely going to be hard to set a better time. As we're a second down, and I felt like I was pushing pretty hard then.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.29 off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. That last lap was a 2:16.09.
Let's give it one more go. We've got 3.5 minutes left in the session, so by the time I finish this lap, it'll be 1.5 minutes left. Won't be enough time to go out again.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Yeah, you can visibly see the track is more reflective now. There's definitely more water down on the track surface. Oh, that kind of sucks. To be robbed of a good chance of qualifying because of a server problem. Well, not a server problem, but some people getting booted, some people not getting booted. Oh yeah, the grip's definitely gone. Oh, what a shame.
Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace.
If we'd have stayed on the server, we would have been able to go out right at the start of the session, as opposed to spending those 3 minutes trying to rejoin the session. We would have been able to go out on a much drier track and set a much better time. So we're now 1.5 seconds down. Although we're in P8.
2 minutes to go, 2 minutes.
P8's not too bad. Okay, now we're 2 seconds off the pace. Yeah.
Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 1.6 seconds off the pace. 8th place.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks, really. Oh well. These things happen in real life. Your car gets stuck in the garage, and you can't go out for a lap until the end of the session. If this is real life, then you just gotta smile and deal with it. And that's precisely what I'm gonna do. P8 is not a bad position to start the race. I mean, we're in the top 10, we're in the top half of the field.
Sector 1 is 1.3 off the pace.
And I feel like my pace is a lot better during the race than it is in qualifying. I'm not that much of a hot lap specialist, really. So, yeah. Feeling pretty confident. As long as you don't get tangled up in someone else's accident at the start of the race, it should be good. And there's the fuel. Let's pull over to the inside of the track, nice and convenient. Very...
Fucking hell, Dan. Restart it and get on it.
Thank you, Spotter. Everybody at every opportunity is trying to sabotage me with foul language today. If it's not Olivier, it's the Spotter. Yeah, it is a better qualifying performance than Williams could have managed. That is true, Adam. Very sorry state that Williams find themselves in these days, unfortunately. So we have 7 seconds left, so I'm going to take this opportunity, before I forget, to put some
That's the end of
fuel
the session. P9.
back in the car. Because that will be embarrassing. So let's tank the car. I think somebody did that in my SRC race. Let's do the strategy as well. We're on the correct setup. Yes, that's good. Obviously you can't see that because I'm hiding that right now, because I don't want you to see my details. Confidential Zansho SimSport information, guys. Sorry, can't share. Alright, there we go. Back on stream. And to squeeze every last bit of juice out of my rig, I'm going to turn Streamlabs into performance mode. Every little bit of CPU helps. Hey, Troll Turismo, good to see you, mate. That's a very good question. Yes, I have actually tried the Nürburgring for rFactor 2. I recently hit 500 subscribers on this channel, and to celebrate, Jan Mardenborough actually set me a challenge of all people. In a weird turn of events, Ed, my teammate in Zansho, I guess, is over an event. He bumped into Jan. He said, "Hey Jan, do you want to record something for camera?" He said, "Okay." Jan challenged me to drive the Nürburgring and write a song at the same time. Because for those of you who don't know, I am also a musician slash audio engineer slash general technical keyboardy person. So I have tried the Nürburgring. I've tried it properly. I did do a video there trying out the new McLaren Senna and the Aston Martin GT3 car. But if you want to watch something kind of humorous, go to my channel. Excuse me again. Go to my channel and check out the most recent video that I uploaded. Because that will be it. If you fancy a laugh, have a watch of that, mate. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I did try the Nürburgring. Ah, hello! David Finney has entered the chat. Now, for those of you who don't know, David Finney is my dad. So everyone give my dad a big hi in the chat. He's the person who got me into sim racing in the first place. Formula 1 Grand Prix, Jeff Cremond. On the old computer. Okay. So track is closed until further instructions. Let me check my team speakers on.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Yep, so...
Alright, hi all. Welcome to round 1 of the Virtual Le Mans Cup. We finally got to the race. The track is definitely set to daylight for the race, so don't worry about warm-up being dark. We can have a look at that later and see what's going on there, but the race will be daylight, so don't stress about that. Alright, so we're in for some really wet conditions. This is going to be probably the most challenging race you guys have all season, especially with the P3 guys. I'm not going to be surprised if the GT3 wins this, to be honest, so prove me wrong, guys. Alright, so we have pit entry here. You can cross the line there by mistake, so it is one place you could make an issue and get a penalty for. So be careful on pit entry that you don't cross over the white lines. What else we got? There's not too much else with this track. With the wet, the GT3s are going to have better braking probably than the P3s. So if you do have a P3 that's coming up the inside GT3s, just try and give them a bit more space so they can make it past. We want to avoid incidents as much as possible. I really don't want to be going code 80 in 10 seconds every 5 minutes. So hopefully that will be all good. Not much else to it. It's going to be green flag when you cross the line. So yep, use your in-game HUD or pay attention to where the line is on the track if you've been practicing it. Besides that, any questions, let me know. Otherwise, best of luck. And yeah, we'll see you guys in 2 hours, hopefully at the end, without me having to say code 80 too many times. Alright, and track's open.
That is the voice of Sean Jacobs, the race director.
The rain's absolutely terrible here, be careful.
Just going to make sure I'm on wet tyres. So yeah, Sean Jacobs there, giving us instructions for the start of the race. And the entire race, actually. We are on rain tyres. We do have a full tank of fuel. Now of course, code 80 is pretty much the equivalent of a virtual safety car.
Locking in 8.
The reason it says 80 is because that is what you slow down to.
All clear on pit exit. Take it easy, you've got cold tyres. Let's get some heat into these brakes.
Oh wow, he wasn't messing when he said the rain's pretty heavy.
Flag, sector 1.
Now of course the warm-up is at night. There's a slight problem with the server, so we're not going to be racing at night. Thank goodness for that, because... because this is going to be terrifying otherwise. That is torrential rain. Oh wow. Oh wow, I haven't practiced this.
Green flag, sector 1. We think that Reba has gone off.
You can tell that it's quite heavy rain. because it's louder than the sound of the engine. And I have absolutely no grip whatsoever. Now, unfortunately not, Adam, this isn't a night race. The server has glitched out. The warm-up is at night, but the race session is in daytime.
Just a quick radio test again. Adam, can you hear me clearly?
Alright Dan, he's chucking it down now, but easing off. Take it easy.
It's chucking it down. Well, you can hear the sound of the rain has abated slightly. A night race would be pretty interesting around here. Although, if you want to see night racing, you should check out the Virtual Endurance Championship, because they are actually racing at this circuit next weekend.
Acknowledged. Pit stop requested. Yellow flag.
And because that's the Virtual Endurance Championship,
In sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
it's going to be a lot longer than this race.
Sector 1 is clear.
A lot longer than this race. All the races in the VLMC are 2 hours, save for the
5 minutes to go. 5 minutes left. Pit crews
save
ready.
for the Le
Green flag,
Mans
sector 3.
finale.
Car exit in the pits. Watch your speed.
Just practicing my pit entrance and pit exit. Obviously, with Sean at the start of the warm-up session, then saying that the pit entry can be a little bit sketchy. I need to practice that.
Limiter's still on. Disengage it. Pit exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Your brake temperatures are fine, mate.
Because here in the VLMC, you are not allowed to cross the pit exit and entry white lines. You will get a penalty. And it'd be such a silly way to throw a race away. So we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to make sure I know where the entry and exits are.
Yellow flag, sector 3.
We got about...
The rain's easing now. Looks like conditions are improving. We think Fortan has stacked it in. Turn 13.
Oh no!
Sector 3 is clear.
Olivier, what are you doing? Olivier Fortan, my Zansho teammate. It's actually quite beautiful at night, this track. So I just want to do a final check before we go to the race, guys. All the overlays are on screen working fine. The audio is fine, you can hear my voice over the sound of the car. There's no real stutters or stops or frame rate issues, everything looks good. Final system check. Lovely people of the chat. Everything good. Systems A-OK. Whew. What more can you ask for? Obviously, if you are tuning in to watch this race, you're expecting it to start on the hour. There was a few hiccups with the qualifying server.
Okay, pit stop requested.
A few issues with the qualifying server.
We can see Brown has stacked it.
So we are running a little bit later than expected.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
So the race should be starting in about 5 minutes time. So if you haven't made a cup of tea, you haven't got your biscuits,
Soon here, watch out.
come on, spotter, language.
All clear, push now. Yellow flag, sector 2.
This is a family stream.
Sector 2 is clear.
Yeah, if you haven't got yourself ready, get yourself ready right now. Get yourself comfortable. Of course, the sound of the rain could be quite soothing. Now, I don't need a wee. I went to the toilet before practice. That was one of my concerns with a wet race, of course. The sound of running water. And hopefully by the end of the 2 hours it doesn't come to that.
Sector 3 is yellow. Sector 3 is clear. We think that Alves has crashed in turn 11.
I'm glad the weather is realistic. And I'm glad the kettle is on as well. Now, of course, for those of you who don't know, I am actually based in Australia. So while the rain might be immersive for you back home, the time of day is very immersive for me right here. It's currently quarter past midnight. So, I've had my Vietnamese coffee. I am suitably wired. And I'm ready to go until about
Yellow flag sector 3.
2:30 a.m.
Green flag sector 3. It looks like Alves, Johnson and Fortan have gone off. The leader has just done a 2:21.20. Green flag sector 1. That's the end of the session. P13. Okay, pit stop requested.
So yeah, this race will go to about 2:15, 2:30 a.m. Much to the annoyance of my partner Claire, who is attempting to get some sleep in the room next to me, and I do apologise very much so for getting a little bit excited throughout the course of the race.
Pit crew is ready.
Long finish.
Whew.
E9. The track temp is 29 Celsius. Okay, Dan. Nice and neat.
Full
Stay
tank.
comfortable.
Wet tyres.
Locking enabled.
Let's go! And immediately I can see a nice little problem. We have an LMP3 behind us on the grid. Thanks, Adam.
Go, go, go.
So we wait for the cars ahead of us to leave their grid spots. We do a formation lap.
Yellow flag sector 1. Left side. Still there. We think Nash has gone off. Keep your line. He's still there.
I think that guy got a little bit of a head start there.
Still there. He's still there. He's still with you. Still there. Sector 1 is clear. Okay, Dan. Decent start. We can build something from here. Hold your line. Still there. It's 3 wide. We're on the right. Be on the left. Left side.
This thing's meant to be single file.
Still there. Yellow flag in sector 1. You are clear on the left.
It's a bit of a mess, this. We are meant to be going around at 80k. Which we are doing now, of course. Seems like a few people ahead of us are having a few issues with that. Pop down into 6th to save a little bit of fuel.
Sector 2 is yellow.
What's going on? There's a bit of a blockage ahead of us.
Sector 2 is clear. Green flag sector 1.
We are meant to be single file, no overlap, at 80k on the speed limiter throughout the formation lap here. I'm not quite sure what is going on, but it's a bit of a mess. Shouldn't have anyone alongside me. The guy behind us, a little bit of a jump there. We now cruise it round, pop it into a high gear to save a little bit of fuel. Every little drop helps. Nip my brake bias back slightly. So we have James Johnson ahead of us in the other Zansho car. Olivier Fortin is a little bit further up the grid in the GT3. I wonder why it's been such a scruffy formation lap. I know that normally the GT3s are meant to keep a little bit of a gap to the LMP3s. You know, we're meant to drop back a bit and between the classes leave a bit of space. But there's an LMP3 behind us. Oh wow. There's a lot of spray. When we're coming round here next lap. This is going to be pretty interesting. Pretty feisty.
It's quite rainy now and getting harder.
Just trying to warm the brakes there a little bit. Without losing too much time. Just drag the brakes ever so slightly, but that is going to slow us down. I need to keep that 80. Let's get that 80k. If you are enjoying the stream so far, then don't forget to leave a like. Every like helps. Every subscribe helps. And I will do my best to keep an eye on the chat during the race, but obviously throughout the first few laps it might be a little bit tricky. Wish me luck. Whew. Maybe I need to sit a little bit higher in the car. Reset my VR position. Oh, there we go, that's better. Yeah, there is a lot of spray right now, guys. A lot of spray. There are a lot of GT3 cars ahead of us. Anyway, head down, concentrate. When I cross the start-finish line, that is when I release the pit limiter, not before, otherwise I will get a jump start. See you in a few laps. You can see the cars ahead of us. And away we go! Nice and steady start. No spins. No accidents. All about keeping it nice and steady. It's a long race. I do not want to throw it away at the start.
The gap behind is now 0.9.
So slippy here. Absolutely treacherous conditions. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few people making mistakes ahead of us. Or behind us. You can see how much slower this is than the qualifying session. And the visibility is absolutely terrible as we've got someone running wide ahead of us there.
Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
Who's that? I'm not even going to try and pronounce that guy's name, but we got to run him down the back straight here. Spray is awful. Easy does it on the...
Guy on your right. You're in the middle.
Woo!
Wide. Sector 3 is yellow. Left side. He's still there. It looks like Brown has gone off in 15.
Brown? More like Code Brown?
You've just done a 226.00.
How did we avoid that one? Whoa.
Green flag sector 1.
Well, I made up a few positions at least, but that didn't do my nerves any good. Andy Dixie and the Speedy Mite behind us. Did very well to avoid him. We lost touch with the cars ahead of us a little bit now, unfortunately. But that's fine by me.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now 2.4.
Whoa! Something tells me this is going to be a bit of a long race. It's a bit of a handful.
Okay, Dan, it's really raining now. Seems to be increasing.
You're telling me, Mr. Spotter? Grip is awful at the moment. Got a couple of seconds to Adam ahead of us. And James in the other Zansho is even further down the road already. He's got very good pace, James. I think he got caught out in the qualifying drama of the server reset, so I wouldn't be surprised if he makes up a lot of positions throughout the course of this race. A lot of people are struggling with that final corner. Lots of late breakers.
Keep it up, we're looking good here. That's the quickest lap for your class. You've just done a 2:21.18.
We're now on lap 4 of the race. Got a little bit of a gap behind us. I think the guy behind us made a mistake. Takes the pressure off. Can you hear the rain? It sounds louder. Woohoo! It's definitely slippier.
Yellow flag in sector 2. The rain's absolutely terrible here, be careful. We can see Jones has stacked it in, turn 11. Sector 3 is clear.
Heart rate is going. You can hear the rain getting heavier. It's all about holding on to it. We're up to P7. Start the race in position 8. I think I might shift the brake bias forward a little bit. The rear is definitely starting to get loose under braking. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, Sean. It's very much a case of English weather in this race. And trust me, I'm getting the full humidity experience as well.
Great stuff. Keep it coming, mate. That's the best lap in your class. Your lap time was 2:20.91.
I'm not quite sure how that can be the best lap in the class, and yet the cars ahead of me are still pulling away. Doesn't make too much sense. I'm going to be making a lot of noises like that throughout the course of today's race.
The gap behind has increased to 1.5 seconds.
And apologies for the lack of commentary. Normally I'm a little bit more engaging than this, but as I'm sure you can appreciate, I'm using quite a lot of my brain power and actually keeping it facing in the right direction. The car ahead of me had a little bit of a wiggle there. The guy behind certainly isn't dropping back. If anything, I'd say he's getting closer. Roman in the mirrors.
Yellow flag, watch out. It looks like Johnson has gone off in turn 13.
No! No, James, what are you doing, mate? No, James!
Sector 3 is clear.
James Johnson, my teammate. He was our best hope for this race in the Zansho. Although we do get a freebie. It's not how I want to get a freebie, by seeing one of my comrades fall to the Malaysian monsoon 2019. Looks like Lorenzo Arisi in the GT3.
Is now 2.0
It's 12 seconds down the road.
That's the best lap in your class. That lap time was 2:20.62.
Casualty for James Johnson. I hope he's kept it going. I hope he's not retired. Kept it out of the walls and can keep going. It's going to be a long race this today. It's going to be a long, mentally draining race. Early days yet, we're only 10 minutes in. Lap 6. Oh, too late there. Managed to get away with it though. And by get away with it, I mean not run wide and spear off the track. Didn't lose too much time. Kanze Dorifto. I lost a lot of time there though. About 3/4 of a second. Maybe the tyres are starting to go off a little bit. I know that here in rFactor 2 you get a few good laps out of them, and then after that they're pretty much toast. This is a very scruffy lap, this. Pace is falling off massively. We're not dropping Roman behind, that's for sure.
That lap time was 2:21.90.
That's pretty terrible. Cannot afford to make mistakes like that. The competition is just far too close. I start making mistakes, and there is someone to pounce immediately behind me.
Green flag, sector 2.
Looks like the two guys ahead of me are getting pretty close. They start to battle with each other, that could turn into an opportunity rather quickly. Oh, this rear of the car just wants to step out and kill me at the first opportunity. Ah, too wide. Didn't get a cut track though, so that's good. You are allowed to cut the track, or well, I say cut the track. You're allowed to exceed track limits, should I say, because cut the track sounds rather suspicious. 5 times before you get a penalty. That is one of the prime spots, that corner where I ran wide earlier on this lap. Ah, Ed Trevelyan Johnson. Welcome all the way from America. Good to see you, mate. I didn't expect to have you aboard for the race. Yes, the race has started, believe it or not. This is not the formation lap. This is the actual race itself. Obviously, it's incredibly wet here. Incredibly wet here. We're just driving about 20 seconds off the pace. I'm not sure what happened to James. He was running ahead of me, and then I think he span. I'm not sure. I've not got him on the TeamSpeak, unfortunately. He's in his own channel, and he's not on the DDF Racer Discord voice channel either. So I don't know what happened to James, but he was running ahead of me. There was a bit of a fiasco in qualifying, Ed. The track was dry, so they restarted the server to get the correct weather on. Half the people got disconnected, half the people didn't. The people that didn't get disconnected obviously went out and set a time on a relatively dry track, and then when myself and the rest of the others who joined the qualifying session halfway through, the track had already got rain on it, so I qualified in 8th, James qualified in 7th. I think Olivier qualified in 3rd or 4th, maybe. Olivier's still going strong at the front. I think he's in 2nd. James had a bit of a spin, unfortunately. Oh wow, it just got dark. Got more cloud cover coming back in again. We're holding on to P6. I have no targets for this race. All I want to do is finish. It's going to be a long and arduous 2 hours. And I want to get through relatively clean. Pace feels good though. Hey Leonard, good to see you, mate. Good to have you here for the race. Looks like we are closing up on P5 ahead of us though.
You've just done a 221.03. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace.
So that's P5 and P4 ahead of us on the track. A couple of Porsches by the looks of it, but it's hard to tell with all the mist and the raindrops. Ooh, bit of understeer there.
Yellow flag sector 2.
Hey Sean, Mr. Sean Smith, good to have you here. You have not missed it. Well and truly not. You are well and truly in the thick of it.
Brown has retired from the race.
Thank you everybody for turning up. Seriously, so many of you. I'll do my best I'll try not to let you down. He says as he immediately runs wide.
Just retired.
If you are enjoying the race and the stream so far, don't forget to press that like button.
Yellow flag, caution. Looks like P6 has gone off in turn 15. Green flag sector 3.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for joining the stream, mate. Good to have you.
He's just retired from the race.
Enjoy your breakfast.
He's retired.
Olivier! Olivier, where have you gone? Fortan has just retired from the race. That's my other teammate. Oh, what's happening to the Zansho boys? Well, what's happened actually? We're up to P3.
That was a 221.33. Sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. P2, we think P5 has binned it in. Turn 1. Sector 1 is clear.
Have we had a few disconnects? What's going on? We're up to P3. We just gained up 3 spots. The car ahead of us disappeared on track. Is there some server problems? Oh, that's not how I want to gain freebies. Can someone who's watching the stream check out the live timing? What happened?
Shakula is now retired. Yellow flag sector 3. We think P2 has gone off in turn 13. Sector 3 is clear. Car on your right side. Right side's clear.
Yeah, seems like we just had a server issue there, guys. Hopefully it comes back up.
Gap 2.
Oh no!
I'll check what's going on there.
Faster car approaching. He's racing us for position. Don't expect a blue.
Oh no! Voice of Sean Jacobs on the radio there. Saying we've had a server issue. Looks like some kind of server issue. We've had a few retirements from the race. Oh, that's a massive shame. You never want to see other competitors taken out of the race. Not unfairly like that, not through no fault of their own. Obviously you get mechanical DNFs in real life racing, but you don't see 5 cars all break down at the same time. I mean, the result of that is we're up to P3 with second place only 3 seconds ahead of us. We've got a nice gap behind and we're only 10 seconds off the leader. I don't doubt for a second though that there will be some maybe they'll stop the race. Maybe they'll stop the race and restart it.
That was 222.12. Sector 1 is 0.45 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.6 seconds off the pace. Sector 3 is a second off the pace.
I'm not sure what the precedent here is, to be honest, guys. Whether they stop the race before the disconnect and do a restart from the pit lane or another formation lap, or whether the race just keeps on going and it's just tough luck. I really don't know. We will keep on driving though. We got someone in our sights ahead of us.
Shakula is pitting from P11. We think you'll come out just behind you. Sector 2 is clear.
I think the leaders maybe made some kind of mistake. We've just gained a couple of seconds on him there. The guy ahead of me looks a bit twitchy too. That is a beautiful looking Porsche though. Wow. Paolo? I don't know who you're driving for. Tagliolini, Paolo Tagliolini, I don't know who you're driving for, I don't know who your team is, I don't know who makes your liveries. But that is stunning. We completely missed that apex. Lose a little bit of time.
Just hang with me, guys. I'm just waiting to hear exactly what we should do at this stage. The race will be reflagged, but I just got to make sure that I know when to do it so we can get it up and running again.
Confirmation there from race director Sean Jacobs that there will be a red flag. And the race...
So you don't have to keep driving at the moment. You can just pull over and park on the side if you want. And we'll go from there.
Yellow flag, sector 1. Green flag, sector 1.
We've got James Johnson outside by us. Hey James, our Zansho teammate. Now of course,
P3.
Sean said we don't have to keep on driving, we can pull over by the side of the track. The race will be restarted, I presume, from before the disconnects happened. So this is all very academic on screen right now. We're just driving around for the sake of it.
About you, mate.
While the race control works out how exactly they're going to do the race restart. Oh, that's a massive shame, that. That's a hell of a shame. Buster's E-Racing, Paolo Tagliolini. Thanks, Dad.
Shutting the server down now.
Park the car up by the side of the track.
Incident in sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
And we just wait. What a shame. What shame. Although, this is a nice place to park. Reminds me of home. Yeah, Sean, I think they're gonna, well, they are gonna restart the session in, hopefully,
Sector 1 is clear.
the way that the in the positions that before the disconnects happened. Let's have a look out the window. Nice little Zansho stripes here. Actually, let's give you a tour of the car. We've got a fire extinguisher down there, got all our electronics, our racing harness, a few buttons here, a few controls, I'm not exactly sure what they do. And now we just have a black screen.
Building finished.
Oh guys, well that is a bit unprecedented. That is very unprecedented. Actually, I'm not quite sure where to go from here. We'll get confirmation from Sean when the server is back up. But this is a bit of an odd feeling. Red flag. Normally it happens due to monsoon weather in Malaysia, but we're having a few technical difficulties with the server. Lots of people got disconnected, so I guess we just carry on once the server's back up again. Hope you're enjoying the race up until that point. That was going pretty well. Up from 8th to 6th with a few freebies. Sadly, teammate James had a few issues and fell back down the order. Let's see if he's around. Is he still here? Olivier's... no, Olivier's gone as well. Not sure where James has gone. He's somewhere. Yeah, a few technical issues. Sorry about this, guys. So, can we race? Let's try it. Let's try the button, see what happens. Password is invalid, so no, the server must still be having a few issues. Let's play some music. What else do we do in a situation like this? Might be a little bit loud. For anyone who is enjoying the music, by the way, throughout the intro, throughout the start of the broadcast, throughout anywhere, there is a link in the description to that. Actually, I will post the link in the chat right now for you guys. There you go.
Just a quick update, guys. I'm just getting the server back up and running. We'll look at where everyone was when the mass disconnect happened and try and get some form of grid order. We'll restart with a shortened race distance.
That sounds pretty fair. That sounds like the fair thing to do. Anyway, You don't need to see the loading screen. So let's have a look at the spectator screen. Obviously there's no live timing on there at the moment. There we go. As I get attacked by a moth in the face. Go away, moth. Bright lights and nearly 1 o'clock in the morning in Brisbane. That will do it. Thanks for the heads up, Dad. Sean Finn. I wonder who that could be. So yeah, this is normally where the commentators would fill the gaps. You have a race delay, you have some kind of rain-affected race, you have some kind of technical problems with the broadcast, everyone comes back to the pits, and you talk about some random facts. You talk about some birds that are walking across the track, you talk about some historical notable features of the area. Sadly, I'm not prepared. I don't know anything about Malaysia or the circuit, apart from that this first Formula 1 race was in 1999, I believe, designed by Herman Tilke, one of his earlier tracks. He did actually design the Atlanta Motorsports Park circuit as well. I did a video on that recently.
Right, server is back up. We have a 1 hour warm up. Obviously we're not going to wait 1 hour. Just give me that time to get the grid set up, and then we'll go off for a 1 hour and 20-minute race from there on. Race laps will be taken back to lap 9, and we'll start off in that order.
Okay.
It'll be a roll-in start. Same as usual. When the leader crosses the line, they'll go, followed by the next car. So yeah, we'll have this back up and running shortly. Just bear with me, guys.
The voice of Sean Jacobs, the race director there. Describing the situation which we are currently finding ourselves in. For anyone who is just joining us, there was a mass disconnect about 20 minutes into the race. Oh, excuse me. Mass disconnect about 20 minutes into the race. I did think it was very suspicious that I'd suddenly jumped up from P6 to P3. Now, of course, that's not really fair on the people who got disconnected. So, in the interest of fairness, our race control team have decided to red flag the race. They are currently restarting the server, which I should probably join. Which I'm joining now in the background. Decided to restart the race, basically. So, we're all going to join the server, and we're going to... Did he say roll it back to lap 9? I think it was. I think so. Oh, I had a disconnect. Oh. I had a disconnect. rFactor 2 crashed on me. Let's try and join the server again, shall we? Having a few technical difficulties today, unfortunately. Not at my end, for a change. That's a nice relief. Attempting direct connect. Probably looks a little bit strange with me doing this with my head all over the place. What I see on the screen is what I'm viewing in the Oculus, so if I want to look at the screen I have to look at it in a particular direction. You heard that sound in the background, that's the rFactor 2 menu sound. We are getting back in the game. Gonna have a drink of water. Might take a few moments for everybody to join the server. I don't remember how many competitors we had off the top of my head. Should we bring it back to rFactor 2 mode? There we go. We're back in the game. We're back in the game. It's night time, and it's pouring down. Now obviously there's going to be an hour warm-up session, which is not going to be actually happening. It's just to give everyone a little bit of a buffer time to get back onto the server, and once everybody's here, they will reset the positions and start the race again. Now this is going to be interesting. I've just realised something. The race is going to be 1 hour 20. Now why is that interesting? We might not need to make a pit stop. It's going to be tight. I'm just doing some maths in my head right now. It's going to be tight. Let me just have a look.
Air and track temps are increasing. Air temperature is now 29. The track temp is now 29 Celsius.
Doing some top secret, super confidential. Actually, I'll put my glasses back on for this so I can actually see what I'm doing. There's some top secret, super confidential mathematics here, which you can't see on the screen right now because I'm under specific instructions. Not to... What am I doing? I'm under specific instructions not to tell you guys anything about the fuel usage or the tyre usage. For reasons. Now, 1 hour 20, what's that? 80 minutes. We've got 80 minutes. We were doing 2 minute 21s? So what's that? That is 81 seconds. 2 minutes 20, yep.
We've seen a few spots of rain. Seems to be increasing.
The fuel usage was this. And our fuel capacity is this. Oh, no, 81. 141, what am I on about? I can't tell you the numbers that I'm looking at right now. But they're very interesting fuel numbers, that's all I'm going to say. I think it's time to pause the music. And I think it is time to get back into the game. Now I'm going to just hide this screen very briefly. You don't need to see this. I'm going to check my setup is correct. That looks right, that looks right. A full tank of fuel. We have wet tyres. You'd be amazed at how many people don't. What else do we need to check? Must be an easier way. Race Room Racing Experience. Now that's a game that is well optimized for VR in the menus. It's fixed on the screen. Now it doesn't matter where you point your head. It doesn't matter, it's always fixed on the screen. rFactor 2, you got to do the funky head movements. Which is getting a bit annoying now, I must be honest. Okay. A few slight tweaks to the setup there to accommodate the wet weather. Back to the standings page, back to rFactor 2. We are good to go. Let me check I can hear Race Director.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
There we go. So I can hear Sean Jacobs in my ears if I wish to. Let's move the chair back in. Fix my t-shirt, which is absolutely drenched. Thank you, Brisbane. 30-degree heat. At 1 o'clock in the morning. Right. Fix this. That's cool. Fix the screen. You don't want to see that. And let's go racing.
Locking enabled.
Let's get practicing again, guys. When it's time to go, Sean will call it on the radio. So this is pretty much just a warm-up session.
Pit exit is clear. Push now. Cold tyres all round. We need to get some heat into these brakes.
Now obviously we're at night time again. The race is not going to be held at night time. It's going to be a daytime race. Just the server being quirky. So we're going to use this time to get back up to speed with the car again. Because driving in the wet is all about flow. You need to know very much the limits of the car and not push beyond them, otherwise you'll do a 180 and spin. And this is not the Sebastian Vettel stream, this is the DDF Racer stream. If you want to watch people spin, you should probably tune into the Formula 1 qualifying in a few hours. Live from Mexico. Thank you so much for hanging with me, guys. If you're still here watching the stream, I really do appreciate that. Because there's not really much going on at the moment. Just more practice sessions.
One is yellow.
You guys tuned in to watch a race, and sadly that race got
Sector
cut
one is
a little
clear.
bit short. But it will be resuming very shortly. A few technical issues with the server in the middle of the race caused probably half the field, I imagine, to be disconnected.
It's just done a 2:15.41.
And it's not fair for people to continue in that condition. We need a full race, we need a proper race. So the race was red flagged.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
And for those of you not familiar with racing terminology,
P1 has gone off in turn 1.
red flag means stopped. Race was stopped. And then everybody joined the server again, or is still in the process of joining said server. So we can do it all over again,
P15.
although with a shortened race distance. Hey, Daniele. Welcome along, mate. Good to see you.
I think P3's been dead. Green flag sector 1.
Yeah, like I was just saying, you've joined at a little bit of an inconvenient moment. We're kind of in this no-man land between the first part of the race.
Sector 1 is 1.1 seconds off the pace.
Somebody has joined my channel on the TeamSpeak. But yeah, kind of no man's land in between the two races at the moment. Being as the first half has been red flagged, we are waiting for everybody to join back up. Resume positions, and away we go for a reduced distance second half of the race. But thankfully, it's none of this
Yellow flag sector 2.
aggregate nonsense that Formula 1 used to run when they used to red flag races.
It looks like Alves has gone off in turn 7.
This car feels pretty good, actually.
Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace.
Feels a lot grippier than before. Maybe the track's not as wet as it used to be. It's pretty fun driving around here at night. Just the rear of the car goes around a bit.
Yellow flag, caution. Green flag sector 3. I think P2's binned it in turn 13. Green flag sector 2.
It's a very pretty track. I'm going to finish this lap and see what kind of time we've got. Literally just keeping myself in the running at the moment, keeping my hand in until the race can be
Incident in sector 1. Sector 1 is
restarted.
yellow. Green flag sector 1. Sectors 1 and 3 are 1.1 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. You've just done a 218.33 P4.
I do feel very sorry for Sean looking after this race at the moment. He's probably scrambling around like a madman. Obviously not what you want to happen. And I'm sure he's doing everything he can to get us back up and running again. And of course, the guys in the commentary booth who are manning the official broadcast of this race, I'm sure they're filling time right now as well, just like me. My heart goes out to you guys. Hope you're having a good one.
Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace. Sector 2 is yellow.
Here we go.
Yellow flag in Sector 3.
You can see in the bottom there. Looks like people are
Sector
being
2 is
moved
clear.
to their respective positions. So it looks like Sean is in the act of
Sector 3 is clear.
rearranging the grid, which is good. So we shouldn't be too far off a restart now, guys.
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. We think Philippakos has gone off in turn 12.
Shouldn't be too far off.
Sector 2 is 5.1 off the pace.
We got someone sideways on the track ahead of us. Ah, it's
Green flag
James!
Sector 3.
It's James! Mr. James Johnson, our
Right, so
Zansho
we've had
team.
to take a slightly different approach and have had to reset back to qualifying. Race will still go on as an hour and 20 minutes, and we're going to get it underway in about 2 or 3 minutes. So if you need to quickly go to the bathroom or anything before we restart this, go now. But if you miss it, your own fault, and yeah, I'll restart the race, move to the next session in 2 minutes' time.
We think P6 has binned it in turn 13. Green flag Sector 3.
Duly noted, Mr. Sean Jacobs. I won't do a Jensen
Yellow flag Sector 1.
and have a wee in the seat. I'm feeling pretty good, which means I should probably drink more water. So that's great news. Looks like everything has been fixed, and we're about to go racing again
Sector 1 is clear.
here at Malaysia in about 2 or 3 minutes' time.
Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
Looks like James Johnson parked up by the side of the track on the outside of turn 1 though. I think he might be going for a wee. Hopefully nothing worse. Otherwise you might miss the start of the race. Or at least the presentation by Pele.
6 seconds off the pace.
You can see how slowly the LMP3 got away from the corner there.
Yes, Adam, that's correct. It's back to Q. We weren't able to get lap 9 up and running, so we're back to the Q start. Can't help these things, mate. It happens.
Ah, okay, so it looks like
Green flag Sector 1.
we're restarting the race in qualifying positions, not in race positions from lap 9. That's a bit different. Oh, so we're going to be back down to P8 after all of that work we did, keeping it on the island throughout the first part of the race. Sadly, that they can't get us back to race positions
3.8 seconds
for some reason.
off the pace. Sector 1 is yellow.
So we're going to go back to qualifying. Which actually
We think Alves has binned it in turn 2.
is an absolute blessing for my teammates, because Olivier had
No,
retired.
Lorenzo. Leave it as is.
Log
Race will be 1 hour and 20 minutes, so you will
That's the
still
end of
need to
session
stop for fuel.
P5.
Although in the wet, maybe you won't. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Oh,
Alright, we're going to race.
The track temp is 29 Celsius.
We've got a full tank of
60
fuel.
minutes.
we've got rain tyres. We're going to go racing.
enabled.
Okay, if you are still with me on the stream, thank you very much for your patience. It looks like we're about to get going again for the second time. 1 hour, 20 minutes in this race.
Is now on softs.
Race of 2 halves. Make sure the limit is on.
Green, green.
Wait for the cars ahead of us to make a move. Kick in the clutch a bit to get the speed up.
Left side, there's a car. Left side's clear.
Yellow flag, watch out.
There's someone parked by the side of the track. What's going on there?
Sector 1 is clear.
On your left. All clear.
Reva has retired from the race.
Reba's out already. What's going on with that? Looks like another retirement. He was ahead of us as well, so that's going to bump us up a spot. Okay, so fuel saving. Ooh, don't slam on the brakes like that, James. Gave me a little bit of a fright then. Last thing I want to do is to go into the back of my teammate. Should probably give him a little bit more space. Oh, I'm not sure what the point situation's going to be.
Joined your channel.
Daniele? I'm not sure what the point situation's
How you going, guys?
Yellow flag, sector 1.
Hey, Ed.
Right side's clear.
Everybody, Ed Trevelyan Johnson has joined us in the TeamSpeak.
It's good for you, though. Yeah, it's good for everyone here.
I would like to explain, I have got James Johnson and Olivier
Sector 1 is
muted in
clear.
TeamSpeak. Although Ed is here. So everybody can hear Ed, but everybody can't hear anyone else. Hey Ed, just heads up mate, I've got everyone else muted on the channel.
Okay, Dan, we're getting proper right now.
Apart from yourself,
It's getting harder.
because you weren't on the channel when I was off the track. So everyone can hear you on stream,
Okay.
just be careful what you say.
You're reeling Johnson in the gas 0.28.
But no one can hear
Have I said
James.
something?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
No one can hear James or Olivier. Just yourself, mate.
Okay. Shall I go?
No, that's cool. That's cool. Just no sensitive information, otherwise Nick will kill us, like fuel or tires.
Okay.
What time are you at in America anyway, mate?
So you're on wets, right, Dan?
Oh, I don't know if I can confirm or deny that.
It's currently 8:20. I've just had a cinnamon roll for breakfast.
Oh, that was the Holiday Inn you mentioned earlier on the chat, yeah?
Yeah. It was fairly cardboardy.
Oh no.
We're gonna go off to Laguna Seca shortly. I don't know if we'll be driving at all, but yeah, should be good.
Just to make everyone on the stream aware, you don't have a driver's license, so you should not be driving under any circumstances.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be driving at all today. But actually, no, that shouldn't make a difference. If exactly private property, so racing usually you don't need one. I mean, unless it's a series that needs a specific racing license. But I'm gonna be quiet. Yeah.
Well, you've got your SRC license, that'll do.
I never actually took that.
Okay, Dan, stay
Did the
close. Wait for them to
SRCA.
make a
I just
mistake.
thought
Yellow
up the
flag in
idea
sector 3.
and was lucky that I did enough seasons in between to not have to do it.
Alright, race is about to begin, mate, so here we go.
Good luck.
Okay, guys. I switched, the pit limits are off. When I cross the line, knock it down to first gear, and we have a shortened race.
V8.
And away we go. Immediately under pressure from the car behind.
Jumping it down now.
James has made a cracking start. He's got the jump on his head, and Roman's all over us in the mirrors. Deja vu.
incident in Sector 2. Sector 2 is yellow.
Obviously when we came around here the first time,
Green flag, Sector 2.
there was absolute carnage at the last corner. Hopefully we can avoid that. So we've got someone going wide ahead of us. Roman's all over us in the mirrors. Oh no, 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 too wide.
He's on your left. Clear left.
You can't get the power down. Got away with that one. I cannot be that reckless throughout the rest of the race. He will punish any mistake. They will all punish any mistake. Still pretty close. I'm going to be
You're all good, Dan. Just let James punch a hole in the field ahead.
keeping an eye on the mirrors behind us. It's a terrible final corner. Need to hold off this guy. Hope he doesn't.
Your lap time was 2:24.
He's thinking about it.
60. It's like a fucking monsoon here. Watch out.
Car on your left side. Still there. Clear left. There's a guy on your left. Hold your line. You're clear on the left.
I didn't know if he was quite alongside me, so I thought I'd give him the room. I need to focus forward. My teammate ahead of me, James, on track obviously. Like Ed said on the radio, he's going to punch a hole through the traffic hopefully.
Car left. Clear on the left.
Oh, he's faster than me right now. Roman's got good pace. I just need to settle into the race here. I feel like I'm driving a bit scruffy.
He isn't faster than you, Dan. Just focus on getting the car straightened up earlier, out of corners. So you can get the power down, get it straightened up, traction.
Will do, thanks Ed. Yeah, I just need to get that focus back again. Looks like there's a bit of a battle going up ahead of us.
Okay, Dan, there's a car exiting the pits. Heads up. Come on, don't make it easy for him. Make him go the long way around. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. That's the quickest lap for your class. Your last lap time was at 2:21.36. Yellow flag in Sector 2. The car in front is brown. Sector 3 is clear. Sector 2 is clear.
So James made up a position ahead of us. That's good. Just need to pull a gap to Roman behind. Such treacherous conditions here. Yellow flags everywhere. There's a hell of a gaggle ahead of us. Sure would be nice if we could join that. Great run onto the back straight there. Felt like we just got a nice little slingshot. Roman's dropping back. And we got Jack Brown ahead of us.
Behind us now, 0.8.
Jack Brown gets all kind of sideways. Looks like Andy Dixie in the Speedy might as well.
That's the quickest lap for your class. That lap was 2:21.02.
Come on, James. We are running in 8th position, exactly where we started the second half of this race.
Green flag sector 3.
Car feels good. Visibility is not great though. Between the spray and the raindrops, it's pretty hard to see where I'm going. Oh, we are closing up nicely on the cars ahead of us now.
Looking really good, Dan. Pulls a nice gap.
Can always rely on Ed for some nice support. He's a good chap.
P8.
Closed up heaps under braking then. Just ran wide at that corner though. Oh, Mr. Brown ahead of us is running wide. We're closer than we've ever been so far in this race. Incredibly difficult to see the apex there.
That last lap was 2:21.54.
Excuse me. Severe case of the burps tonight. Don't know what's going on with that. Maybe because I had half a kilo of lasagna for dinner. That might have something to do with it. So we got Zansho versus Speedy Mite up ahead of us.
Behind us now, 0.8.
I think Jack Brown.
James and Olivier, but
Yellow
not
flag.
Dan, because you're streaming. Could you give me
Sector 3 is clear.
your fuel moment, please?
Ed asking my teammates on TeamSpeak about the current fuel usage. Obviously they are both muted, so you can't hear what they're saying, and to be honest, I can't hear what they're saying either. But fuel, because of the length of the race,
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow.
fuel has suddenly become extremely critical. I can't say much more than that without giving our strategy away.
Your lap time was at 2:21.46.
Again, James and Olivier only. Fuel per lap, please.
Welcome to the inner sanctum of Zansho Simsport, guys. Normally I have this muted or on a separate set of headphones, but I didn't expect anyone to be joining me in the TeamSpeak today, so yeah.
Sector 2 is yellow.
And hello to everybody who's still watching this race in the chat.
Green flag, Sector 2.
It's great to have you with me.
I've got Nick working on some numbers.
Car's starting to feel good now.
So Brown ahead is now 0.6.
I think maybe the rain is easing, or the tyres are starting to bite a bit. But it just feels a lot more pointy, and not in an oversteery kind of way. It's great. This is an insane chain of cars. Everyone you see on the track ahead of us is for position. All the way to second place, I think, and then Lorenzo leading the race. As he's gone, he's a little bit further down the road. We can't see him at the moment. Oh, he's still got pressure from behind. Lots of pressure. Although,
Alright, Dan, don't let this guy distract you.
once we look behind past Roman, he's got about 6 seconds to the car behind. So we are second last in the train at the moment. Just can't seem to...
The gap behind is now 0.9. That lap was at 2:21.45. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Oh, a bit wide. See if we can use that to our advantage and cut back and get a better exit. Obviously we're about half a tenth up on our Delta so far. There's some GT3s getting very, very side by side ahead of us. James! Go on, James! He's cutting through the field. This is one hell of a battle. I feel like I got tickets to the best show in the race at the moment. It's not often that you get to buy tickets to go and see a show and they get to be part of it as well. But that's what I want to do. Oh, the spray here is horrible. It's got very dark all of a sudden again.
You should not need to pit for fuel. So it's completely up to you whether you think you need to change tyres.
Green flag sector 3.
The spray is awful. Can't see a thing. How many seconds are covering this group of 6 cars, Ed?
Sorry, what was that, Dan?
Yellow flag sector 3.
How many seconds between
We think that
P2 and P9 in the GT3 class, mate? It's pretty close.
You've just done a 222.58. Sector 3 is clear.
Yeah, I'd say that's about 3 seconds from P3 to 3 or 4 seconds between P3 and P9.
Olivier in P2.
Olivier is in P2. Yeah.
Yellow flag sector 2. Sector 2 is clear. We think that Fortan has gone off in.
Yeah,
four.
he's. What's happened to Olivier?
Oh, this looks like it's going to get messy. Hopefully not.
Damage?
Don't wait too long. Find that gap.
Oh, should we go for the move? Nope. Chicken. Can't see a thing. Need to have a better opportunity than that. Cannot afford a dodgy decision or a bad call. It's too long of a race and the margins are too fine at the moment.
How does the car feel, Olivier?
Hopefully Olivier's not got damage.
Okay. Can you stay with James? Okay.
Does Olivier have damage? I can't hear him on the chat.
Yeah,
Don't
I
let this go
contract with
intimidate you. That one was at
LMP3.
323.64.
No!
Car on your right. Right side's clear. Car on your right. He's still with you. Clear right.
Somehow held on to position 8. Just ran so wide in the first corner, I thought that was it then.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag sector 1.
Just can't seem to get close enough to make a solid move. My pace is a lot better than this.
Nice one, James. The leader is doing high 220s.
Oh, the car head's gone wide. I've gone wide. Whew. Yeah. Take a little higher seat in my chair.
Incident in Sector 1. Sector 1 is yellow.
Looks like Andy and the Speedy might having a few problems there.
Yeah, you're good for fuel. Everyone is good for fuel.
The gap's now 1.5. That last lap was
You don't need to conserve at all.
4-1.
Push as hard
Sector
as you
1
want.
is clear.
Yep, if you want.
Car on your left. He's still with you. You are clear on the left.
Party mode engaged.
On your left. You're on the right, 3 wide. Left side there's a car. Left side's clear.
Did not mean to send it then. Just horribly late on the brakes. Great avoidance from Andy ahead of us there. I just missed my braking point completely in the spray. I was so lucky not to be contact. I was so incredibly lucky not to contact. That could have been horrible. Oh, it's getting a bit dicey now, I don't like this. Pop it down to first gear to get a bit more drive. We've been told that fuel is fine. So that means I can use more revs. Adam Baldwin, thank you very much for watching and commenting, mate. Great to have you here. Oh, he's in the pits. Paolo Tagliani's in the pits. What's that about? We're up to P7.
That was 223.60. Sectors 1 and 3 are 0.7 off the pace. Sector 2 is 1.9 off the pace. P7.
If this is a preview for the VEC,
On your left.
then they should really consider
There.
getting a sponsor of an underpants maker.
He's still with you.
Got him!
Keep your line. Clear left.
Because if you get sponsored by an underpants maker, that would be very useful for me right now. I've had several Code Brown moments. Got him around the outside. We got the Speedy mate around the outside. We're now to P6. Somebody came in the pits. What's that about? Kanze Dorifto.
The gap to Brown ahead is increasing. It's now 2.4 seconds.
We now have a clear track ahead of us. No spray. Jack Brown in P5. You're next, mate. Time to put some solid laps in.
James, your last lap was 220.5. Arisi just did a 222.3. You're right on pace.
Incident in Sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow. Green flag Sector 3.
Oh, more with the burps. These moves need to be absolutely clean. In these conditions, there is no room for error. I have to put some solid laps in now. I'm going to be quiet for a few laps. because it's time for absolute concentration. So head down, enjoy the sound of the car. Let's go and do a 221.
That lap was at 221.71. You're second off in sector 1, P6. Okay, Dan, there's a faster class car approaching.
And now the race is about to get a little bit more interesting. Got some LMP3s coming up to lap us behind. Got to keep an eye on the mirrors. Not get pinged for blue flags. There's about 3.5 seconds back. There's not much time difference between the LMP3s and a GT3 over the course of a lap. Very close to the car ahead of us there. Unnecessarily so, if I might say so myself. We are very close.
Only one LMP3 behind you, Dan, and I think it's actually behind you positions-wise, so it's just trying to unlap itself.
Guy ahead of me was very early on the brakes then. That's a sneaker.
Alright, Dan, keep Adam under pressure. He'll make a mistake. That was a 221.73.
220.9. Your last lap was a 220.6. Olivier did a 220.8.
He's still there. You're on the right side, 3 wide. Left side's clear.
Contact! Contact!
You had some minor aero damage. Stay out, it's not that bad.
Car on your left. Left side's clear.
Oh, I think I got damage.
The guy behind's reeling you in. The gap's now 0.20.
How bad's your damage, Dan?
Relatively minor. I got a tap on the rear left coming out of turn 2.
Okay.
Car on your left side. Left side's clear.
Does the car feel different?
And still there. Keep your line. You are clear on the right.
Doesn't feel too bad now. Lost the place.
Okay. Remember, you're very good under braking compared to the rest of the field.
Oh, gotta go running him here. Can we get him back?
Car right. Keep this line. Right side's clear.
Hold the apex nicely.
Oh, that's the stuff.
Yes! Got him.
The gap in front is now 2.1 seconds. You've just done a 2:23.85.
Nice one, Dan.
Left
And
side.
nice one, James. You were over a second quicker
Clear
than
on
the
the
lead of that lap.
Thanks, Ed. Up to P6.
He's chucking it down now, but easing off. Take it easy.
Sorry for the lack of commentary, guys. I hope you're having a good time watching this race. Say hi in the chat if you are. And don't forget to leave a like on the video as well. And if you want to see more quality sim racing content like this, don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be doing the whole VLMC season in the number 67 Aston Martin GT3.
Sector 1 is yellow.
You get ahead of this guy, Dan, and you've got a little bit of a gap ahead where you can relax and get into the flow.
Green flag sector 1.
He's holding you up.
Will do, mate. Will do. I thought I had a run on him a few laps ago, and that's when I got tagged in the rear.
Time was 2:22.
Roman behind tried to sneak up the inside in turn 2 and tap me.
Yeah, all good.
The rain's easing now. Looks like conditions are improving. The gap behind is now 0.6.
James, the leader's last lap was a 2:20.3. Your last lap was a basically 2:21.0.
Yellow flag sector 3.
That's all right.
Green flag sector 3.
Sounds like the rain's definitely eased off though. Might be able to push a little bit harder now.
Sixth place.
Oh, a bit too wide.
Could everyone call out their fuel when they have them, please?
Ah!
On your right. Clear on the right.
Oh, damn. Come on, track limits.
Car on your left side. He's still
Dan?
there. Still there.
Per lap or average?
He's still there.
What you have now,
Still there. He's still there.
as in remaining fuel.
He's still there. You're clear on the left. He's on your left.
Sector 3 is yellow.
To your left. Right side.
63 litres remaining.
Is the car rejoining?
Thanks.
Right side's clear.
Sector 3 is clear. You're halfway home. Fuel is tight. You might need to save some fuel to get to the end. Your last lap time was a 2:22.57.
Just can't get back into the flow again, mate. This guy behind me just keeps on distracting me.
Yeah, I understand, but just try to buoy yourself on by you know that the guy ahead is making mistakes everywhere, and if you get your head down and focus on him, you can get him. Nick is saying that fuel is no concern for anyone of the three of you.
Full revs?
Green flag sector 3.
As far as I'm concerned, yes. I don't know if you actually want to do that in the wet, but up to you.
Okay, Dan. Light rain now. Looks like it's getting better.
Rain's easy enough as well. Maybe dry tyres at the end?
Well, James is saying he doesn't think it'll dry off enough, but could always happen.
Like, I'm a second up on my delta on this lap already.
Yep. It's painted target on the back of that Porsche.
Predator mode engaged.
Well, every time the guy behind you passes you, you just get straight back past, so I really don't see him as much of a threat. Eyes forward.
He's so wise, isn't he? Old head. He's so wise.
Keep it coming, man. This is great. That's the best lap in your class. You've just
That was the
done
fastest lap of the race,
2:19.51.
James.
Yellow flag, caution. Okay, Dan, you're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 1.4.
Oh, thank you so much for watching, guys. It's great to have you here. With 36 minutes left in the race to go.
Sector 1 is clear. Yellow flag.
Danny,
channel.
using
The gap behind.
more like
Alright,
full
we'll
revs
come
this lap.
Green flag, sector 2.
Disregard, car has returned to pits.
Sorry, what was that, Ed?
Are you using more like full revs this lap?
That's half fuel. You've
Yeah,
used
I'm pushing it
half
a
your
little bit
fuel.
more.
Okay, give me an idea of the fuel usage at the end of this lap, if you can.
Do you want my average for the race so far, and then at the end of the lap, that last lap as well?
No, just how much fuel you used this lap.
Yellow flag, sector 3. That's the quickest lap for your class. That lap time was 2:19.48.
3.49.
Sector 3 is clear.
We've definitely got the pace now, guys. Lap times are improving. Oh, he's gone wide! He's gone wide, he's all over the place. Just conscious of the fact my tongue's coming out now, I'm really concentrating.
There's a guy on your left. Left side's clear.
Come on! Parked it on the apex then. I'm definitely faster than him. Definitely so much faster than him.
Olivier and James, what's your fuel? And what's your fuel, Dan?
You've just done a 219.72.
3.53.
Total fuel.
$51.9. Track is definitely starting to dry out now.
Yellow flag in sector 3. Sector 3 is clear.
Got so much more grip.
James, he doesn't have an answer for your lap times. He's getting faster, but he can't match you. So just
Sector 3 is yellow.
keep plugging
Moving
away
the
there.
sky in. The gap's now 1.0. Green flag sector 3. Nash is now retired.
Ooh, running perilously close to the outside of the track there. Still damp in that section. Big snap on the rear. Very inconsistent grip around the lap now. Lap times are definitely improving. Fuel might become an issue maybe.
Yeah, Nick is saying just try to limit the full range of the revs. I don't think it should cost you too much.
Well done, Dan. You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. That's the best lap in your class. Your lap time was at 2:18.64.
Trying to straighten it up as much as possible out of turn 2 there. Especially in these wet conditions, you want to try and get as much drive out of the car as possible. This guy is proving quite problematic to to get by. He seems to have an answer for my pace. As soon as I improve, he improves as well. By the way, dropping Roman a bit behind us though, which is nice. unorthodox wide line there. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, he's struggling ahead of us. He's having a moment. Brought to you by Porsche. I need to sit up in the seat to get better views with the wiper.
Car on your left. You are clear on the left.
Very early on the brakes there, mate. Very early on the brakes there.
That lap was at 2:19.05. Yellow flag, sector 1.
He's struggling. He's struggling a lot. I need to get past it for P5. He's definitely holding me up now.
Car on your right. Clear right.
Can get a good run out here. Ah, too far behind to make a move going into the hairpin.
Okay.
This is it.
I need a fuel reading from all of you when there are 22 minutes remaining.
Keep Alan on the pressure, he'll make a mistake.
Oh, he's so bad on the brakes. But I can't get the overlap on him.
Your lap time was 2:19.28. It's raining now, seems to be increasing. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Try the super cutback.
Green flag sector 2.
Looks like the rain's getting heavy again. Cannot get past this guy. Sorry for the lack of commentary. My concentration is absolutely on at the moment. Oh, he's gone wide. Can we capitalize?
Dan, your best chance is under braking. You'll know the best corners to do it, but I would just linger through the bits where he kind of boxes you behind him.
He's in a Porsche. He's fast in all the wrong places.
Wait for him to make a mistake. You've just done a 219.25.
Yeah, you can get him. Your braking is so much better than his.
Big snap on the rear then. Hey, Troll Turismo.
Alright, Dan, getting harder. Take it easy.
I'm definitely giving it very close to 100%.
Okay, I need a fuel reading from all of you. Just fuel remaining, please.
$35.8. Ranger's got a lot heavier, by the way.
Okay, just make sure you're not going above 3.6 litres a lap.
Previous was 3.47.
Okay, you're good then.
Car on your right, clear right.
Olivier, it just needs to be it needs to be below 3.6. You should be fine.
It's like a fucking monsoon here. Watch out.
The rain has definitely got a lot heavier. The grip is disappearing.
The gap behind has now decreased to 1.3 seconds. He's faster than you, entering turn 4. "20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left."
Whoa. Okay guys, 20 minutes to go in this race. Tyres look good, fuel looks good, pace is average, weather is getting worse. I really need to pick up the pace.
Dan, just need to adjust your fuel target a little bit. It needs to be below 3.55.
Roger.
Here come the LMP3 cars. That was 221.23. The car behind's pitting. Green flag sector 1.
Just can't seem to get close enough to this guy. And the LMP3s are going to start coming through behind us as well. Looks like the guy behind pitted though. Gives us a bit of breathing room. Oh, I so want to get ahead of this guy. I've been looking at the back of this Porsche for the best part of an hour now.
Car right. You are clear on the right.
That P5 should be mine. Well, it shouldn't be. I have to go and get it. I haven't earned any right to finish in P5. I have to go and overtake this pest in front of me. This Porsche pest. Adam Karkazuski. Either overtake him or wait for him to make a mistake like that.
Just a reminder, Dan, you raced Adam at the VLMC pre-season race and you beat him.
No pressure then.
You've already proved that you can beat him, so that should bolster your spirits a bit.
Big wiggle on the rear. Yeah, he's just got the traction.
That lap was 221.02. Blue flag. Blue flag.
Got to keep an eye on the LMP3 behind.
Car left.
Blue flag.
Still with you. Left side's clear.
I lost a heap of time then.
Flag. Keep your wits about you, mate.
I didn't want to get a penalty for having the blue flag out for too long in front of the LMP3. That's really screwed us over.
Sector 2 is clear.
Although hopefully
Incident in sector 3. Sector 3 is yellow.
Adam ahead of us has to go through exactly the same procedure. And he gets held up just as much as I did. We lost the best part of 2 seconds there.
Reese's last lap was at 220.5. Your last lap was at 222.2. Olivier's last lap was at 220.1.
The gap in front is now 3.9 seconds.
Although what this does do now is give us a nice little gap ahead of us. We can really put some good lap times down. We've got no one ahead, no one behind.
The lap time was at 222.62. Sector 2 is 2.3 off the pace.
Looks like Adam's having the same problem ahead of me. The LMP3 just can't get by. It's just not fast enough in the rain. You've actively got to lift off and give him the position. He's going to have to pull over sometime soon and give up all that time. He's still not letting past. He's surely going to be getting a penalty for that. He's off. We've only got 12 minutes left in this race now. Maybe 5, 6 laps. Well and truly stuck in 6th position, but I want to get that 5th ahead of me. So bad. I've been looking at the back of that Porsche for the whole race. Well, second half of the race. First part of the race was red flagged, of course, because of the mass server disconnect, which gave us the opportunity to line up on the grid again with a 1 hour 20-minute race.
See how quickly you caught him, Dan.
Blue flag.
You can get him.
Yeah, he had a lot of time lost trying to give the position to the LMP3 though. Like, he was pretty much ahead of him for a full lap.
Was 220.21.
On your right.
You were 2.3 seconds quicker that lap.
On your right side. Clear on the right.
Green flag sector 3.
It's all about the traffic.
Okay, Dan. There's a faster class car approaching.
He's going to have to let him past at some point. Or the LMP3 is going to go for a dodgy move and punt him out. He's still not got past him.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Green flag sector 1. Yellow flag in sector 3.
Oh, a guy ahead of me just took out the LMP3.
I think P2's binned it in.
P2 in class. Adam just took out the
Sector 3
LMP3.
is clear.
I knew that was going to happen. Oh, drama! P2 in the LMP3 class has just been taken out by the guy ahead of me. I'll be very surprised if Adam doesn't get a penalty for that. Very surprised.
That was a 221.25.
I hate to say it, but he's not been too cooperative with the traffic this race. Although I know there's not much of a speed differential between the two cars, he's been very robust in his defence when the blue flag clearly states you should be giving up the position. And obviously it is the onus of the car behind to make the move, but there has to be cooperation from both sides.
flag.
Now it's my turn.
The gap in front is now 1.5 seconds.
Left side. You're clear on the left. On your right. Right side's clear.
Come on, LMP3.
Right side.
Go on.
Clear on the right. Right side. Right side's clear. Right side. Clear right.
The gap to ground behind is increasing. It's now 12 seconds. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. There's a group of faster cars behind. Blue flag. Green flag, sector 3. Keep it between the white lines or we'll get a penalty.
How are we meant to...
The driver in front of us is Grau.
How are we meant to deal with lap traffic like this? Seriously, dude.
On your left. Clear left.
Just
Car on your
head
right
down,
side.
Dan. We'll
You're
talk
clear
about
on
it
the
after the race. That was
It's
really silly
sector
by the
three. Sector 3
LMP3.
is yellow.
Damage, 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 damage.
Sector 3 is clear. The bodywork's in pretty bad shape. We might need to fix that.
Clear on the left.
Damage, damage, damage. Oh, what an idiot.
Right side. Right side's clear.
P9.
That
It's
was...
the end.
That was me. I missed my braking point.
Okay, Dan, you've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
I'm sorry, whoever that was in the final corner. Oh, that's incredibly disappointing. That is incredibly disappointing. Poor move from the traffic there. But then going into the final corner, that was me. I locked up. I missed my brakes. Car's a little bit damaged now. It was still in the points.
Okay, Dan, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Got 5 minutes left to go. Decent gap to the cars ahead. It looks like some people are coming into the pits.
Yellow flag, sector 1. The car ahead's pitting. The gap behind's increased to 2.9 seconds. Your lap time was 2:21.36.
Yeah, the car isn't braking anywhere near as well as it should be. Although someone came into the pits ahead of us.
Faster class. Push. We can get this guy. Sector 1 is clear.
So, after all of this, after this 2 hours, we're now exactly where we started. Now we're back exactly where we started. And that's 7th position ahead of us. It's not over yet, guys. At least we can salvage something from this. Still points on offer. As Sean Finn points out very, very wisely in the chat.
The gap to Grau in front is now 2.5 seconds.
Although Ed saying we will discuss this after the race does worry me slightly. Adam's going slow as well. What's going on? Adam's lost a heap of time there. That's P6. I'm trying, Stephen. We got a couple of laps left to go, maybe. I don't think it's going to be enough time.
This should be the final lap, but don't hold me to that.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
The only thing I'm holding you to at the moment, Ed, is disciplinary meeting after the race.
Was that 2:21?
No, you're fine, you don't need to worry. I just didn't want you to focus on the just bad luck stuff.
Okay, Dan, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Technically Whippy Whip, Ed is the team janitor. He will never call himself the boss, even though he pretty much runs the entire show. Ah, too wide. Nah, that's pretty much it. I don't think we're going to catch him. Unless he makes a mistake, we're not going to catch him.
Right, I think James will get James will be the last person to finish.
Yellow flag, sector 3.
Oh, he has made a mistake.
Have you finished, Olivier?
We can see Grau has crashed in, turn 13. Sector 3 is clear.
He has made a mistake. We're up to P7.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
We're up to P7.
There's a car right. Clear right.
Like Sean said at the start of the race, the LMP3s have got terrible brakes. Oh, he's coming in the pits. Does he need to... Did we get Adam in the pits?
Last lap. Your last lap time was at 2:22.
We did! Oh, Adam had to stop the fuel on the last lap.
Very little fuel left. Your lap times are dropping off. Come on, you can do better than this.
We got one more lap and we played the fuel game on Adam. We got him. We're back up to P6. I thought that was going to be a last lap.
I believe Adam had to serve a drive-through or a stop and go for his incident with the LMP3.
We're now back exactly where we were before all of the craziness in the past 10 minutes. The rain is absolutely bucketing down here in Sepang. The end result is we're now in P6. On the last lap of the race. with a nice gap ahead of us and a nice gap behind us. Where's Olivier and James?
Third and second, respectively.
Not a bad result for Zansho, 2 on the podium. And the checkered flag is out. The leader of the LMP1s has crossed the finish line. As we go through the scene of our accident from the LMP3 madness. I'm going to have to watch the replay of that one after the race. There's Fernando ahead of us in 5th position. He's only about 5 seconds down the road. Oh, if we didn't have that spin, we could have been 5th. Oh well. Through the final corner. That has been a bit of a roller coaster. Bit of a roller coaster.
B6. Okay, it's over. Good drive.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Started in 8th. In the first half of the race. Managed to get up to 6th. And through a series of disconnects, found ourselves in 3rd position. However, they decided to restart the race in the interest of fairness. However, they couldn't pick the positions up from before the disconnects. So they started again in qualifying position. Second half of the race started, reduced to 1 hour and 20 minutes. Started in 8th, spent a lot of time in 8th, spent a lot of time in 7th. Eventually got up to 6th and was battling for 5th. And had a bit of an incident with the LMP3. The rain was off, it was on again, it was back again. Wasn't the most exciting race in terms of pure on-track overtaking action, although I did pull a sweet move around the outside of Andy Dixie. Did pull a nice move on the outside of Andy Dixie in the Speedy Mite Aston Martin. Oh. Oh, guys. And through all of that, we ended up back in 6th again.
Have you finished now, James?
Oh wow, guys. I am absolutely exhausted. Obviously with the delays, that race took a little bit longer than expected as well. Obviously it's now 2:35 AM in the morning here in Brisbane, so I'm a little bit tired. Big drink of water. Oh, thank you so much for sticking with the race. It was a bit of a slow burn, it was a bit of a long one, but wow. Stephen, Adam, Lee, Leonard, Eagle Court, Sean, Troll Turismo, Ed, Dad. Okay. So, I don't know if it's going to be half points because it was a shortened distance race. I think it should be full points because I think it's if it makes it less than 50%. I think if it was less than 50% distance, then it would be half points. So I think we might actually get full points for this. I think we might actually get full points. I'm going to take the headset off, 1 sec. What a sweaty little mess. Let's pop it on to...
Has anyone got any incidents to report?
Do I really need to say?
Yeah, you need to report that LMP3 incident. That was pretty bad.
Like, I'm not sure what...
Nice lap time at the end, James.
He was out of fuel at the...
Yeah.
He literally had half a lap of fuel. He didn't even have half a lap of fuel left in the car.
8 liters left in the car.
8 litres, I had 0.25.
No, not 8. Yeah, I had 5 point something.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there was one lap where I had to avoid the spinning GT.
By the way, guys, this is the voice of James
Yeah,
and
that's
Olivier
true.
Handed from
I
Zansho
think that was my
Aston.
favourite point of the race, where you were just going, can you just fucking get on with your spin, please? Or something.
But James, look at where the guy in back of me was at the end of the race, 20 seconds behind me.
Let's play some music.
The thing is, I don't understand how he spun between turn 2 and turn
Unless
3. It's literally...
The team speak
This is
volume down a bit.
It's like
It's not that much a
gentle
straight line.
curve, and he spun out, and then he happened to block the road sideways, and I was just like, fucking get on with it.
It's not that much straight because the car was wiggling one lap out of two.
I
Oh,
didn't know.
I could
didn't
listen
have
to
any
these guys
issues,
talk all
but,
day.
like, this guy just spun out like straight away. Like he didn't even get halfway through it, and he was already.
Thank
going
you so
around,
much for
and he
watching,
blocked
guys.
the road, and I lost 2 seconds.
I'm glad you enjoyed the race.
2 seconds.
Well, in fact, today we're supposed to get 1, 2.
Considering I started 8th, it's not too bad.
Great race, guys. Seriously, 2nd and 3rd, that's awesome. Shame I couldn't be up there on the podium with you, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon James and Olivier should have really won
That's the end of the
race.
session.
Although
Q4.
Arisa is good, but yeah.
Yeah,
either of
probably
them
did
should have got
mistakes
that.
too. But on a perfect day, I was in front of him.
Like, the thing is, it's if it weren't for that spinning car and my small off, I would have caught him at the end.
This
of
is
the
James,
race.
by the way.
You were so angry.
I am so angry about
No,
that. I lost.
Hey, fuck you! You restarted the race.
I lost 2 seconds on that, man. 2 seconds.
Can you fucking get on with your spin, mate?
Oh, guys.
Yeah, no.
They restarted
Dan,
the race for you.
Dan had
I lost
the
my second place.
had the biggest piece of bullshit. Like Dan spent about 2/3 of a lap just holding off, trying to let an LMP3 past who just wasn't. He didn't have any conviction with.
It's like,
anything.
just get on with it. Go around the outside, go
and
around the
then-
inside, and just backed off, slammed on the brakes at one point, and yeah.
So like two in that S's before the penultimate corner. Dan just parks it on. Well, doesn't park it, but he goes on the apex where there's no room to the left, and the guy still manages to swipe across his nose. It's just unbelievable.
It's all streamed live as well. You can watch it back on the
Well,
replay.
That guy should know better. He's been racing for a while, and he's won races in the VEC. So I think he actually won GT3 in the Sebring 12-hour, the official rFactor.
Thank you everyone for that. Sorry about the issues we had with the server.
Sean
but
Jacobs, race
thank you for
director.
everyone sticking around, persevering. Mostly some really good racing. Unfortunately, there was a couple of little issues that happened there. But yeah,
Oh,
if you
shit.
need to put in IIRs or whatever, send them through. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in
Definitely do
quite
that.
a few weeks' time when we head out to Nürburgring, and hopefully the conditions are a little bit better than they were today.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
know
top
it's gonna
job
be
all.
pissing down with rain again.
Stop taking out the LMP3s, you bloody drongo, Adam.
Yeah. Now, actually, that's a good point, though. Adam ahead of me, he was in pretty much the same position. He was like, had an LMP3 behind him for like a lap or 2 laps, and it just wouldn't go past. So like I don't know, did he take him out or did I take him out, or it's kind of very similar kind of instance, do you think? And I was.
No, you couldn't have gone any more to the. I mean, just the easiest way to do it is just look at the replay. Oh yeah, can you all post your setups to Nick? The setups you used in that race. Really important.
What was
Okay.
your tire left at the end, James?
I didn't check, but I can got Botec, so I can check that.
Yeah, send your
My
telemetry
front
as
left
well.
is was 77.
37.
Yeah.
No man, I still was like I was like upper 60s, 70s. Still.
Yeah, there's hardly any tyre wear in mine as well. What were you doing, Olivier?
I was cruising around.
What were you doing?
No, tell me how much tire left for you.
Hang on, let me open up Motec then. I'll tell you.
And my front right was 81.
Sound muted.
Alright guys, that could go on for a while. I think there's going to be a little bit of a debrief in the Zansho team. It's probably time for me to wrap the stream up, to be honest with you. It's been a long evening. It's been an interesting evening. Topsy-turvy race. It was on again, it's off again. Server problems, rain problems, traffic problems. We got some good points. We finished in P6, which is always nice. And Zansho finished in 2nd, 3rd and 6th. So that is that's a good amount of points. That's a really good amount of points. I'm really happy with that. Next race is at the Nürburgring. And I'm going to find out when that is now. I'm going to have a look at the schedule. Where are we? Just loading the website in the background. Bear with me, guys, because I want to give you the right information. Because if you enjoyed watching that race, then you're obviously going to want to come back for the next one. If you haven't already subscribed, press subscribe, because then you get notified when I go live and when I schedule live streams. Anyway, let's have a look at the schedule. Virtual Le Mans Cup schedule. I'm going to post a link to this in the chat as well for you, so you can have a look. It's at the Nürburgring, yes. I'm glad you enjoyed the race. The Nürburgring is on the 23rd of November, which is also going to be a Saturday, and it's going to be at similar times, because I think daylight saving won't be in effect. So for me, that's not great, because that means it's going to be 1 in the morning instead of a midnight start, so that's going to really mess with my sleep cycle. The Nürburgring. Yeah, it's a good track. It's not the Nordschleife, it's not the full version, it is only the Nürburgring. And hopefully it's not as rainy. And hopefully we can get a better result and less incidents. I'm going to be doing some practice before then. But yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed the race, leave it a like. And subscribe to see more. I'm really terrible at wrapping up videos, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.